so calm and cute and cuddly. No, like Dalmatians, like their breed is just like they're wild.
Yeah. So you had one picture of the dog, and it was like the dog had his mouth open and his teeth was all out. And I was like, yo, that dog looks vicious. Like, I'm not messing with no Dalmatians, bro.
Jordan, why you?
But Samantha, how are you feeling tonight?
Yes,
good. Just this last hour of work, as you know.
Yeah. Oh, you still working right now?
Yeah. You know, I'm 2 jobs over here, so.
Look at you.
I tell you, honey.
We're not gonna share your secrets, sis. You good?
Jordan didn't even make sure I went live today.
Don't be Dino.
Oh my God! Please don't be Dino. Is he in here tonight? Please don't be Dino.
Knowing Dino, he is in here.
He probably
going something stupid again.
You never know.
I never reveal where I work.
Good. That's smart. That's very smart. Very smart.
I have me out here in somebody's office, a video chat explaining nothing.
Listen, facts. Nita Benita, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm fine.
Oh boy. Well, y'all, here we go. Nita is inebriated already. Okay. So, Nita, what is it tonight? Is it rum? What are we on tonight?
I had rum earlier, but I'm on these like Mike's Hard Black Cherry things.
Okay.
She can't even read. She's so high. God damn.
It's the shades, bro. She brings the shades out. I'm like, okay, this is.
Yeah, it's the shade. It's always the shades. That's how you know.
I don't want y'all to see my eyes do weird things.
It's all good.
What kind of
No
weed are you
judgment out.
smoking? Jesus, why are your eyes doing weird things? What kind of strain is that?
Listen, yo, Bree, how are you feeling tonight? Bree, can you hear us?
She ain't got a mic on.
She ain't got a mic, bro.
She don't know Mike? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I saw her on the video. I figured that.
Kari gatekeeping mics now.
Co-host, please. I need one of my co-hosts to make sure.
We just caught the L right there.
Co-host.
That's crazy.
Host duties. I need somebody to send the mic free.
So let me get this straight. I gotta put all of y'all on stage. I gotta go live, which nobody reminded me of. I gotta.
No, you're good. Yes, it's on Jordan.
This is the Jordan. Okay.
Oh, now it's my fault.
Cool.
Jordan.
Long as I'm in the clear.
Where is she in the room?
I gave her a mic. She needs to accept the mic.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna wait for her to come on up. So, all right.
She's next to the ski mask dude.
Ski mask.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are y'all?
Doing well. Doing very well. Also, one time for Jordan with the NBA hood on as well. So salute.
Oh, I thought he didn't have a shirt on. I thought that was his skin color. My bad.
Wow.
See,
wow.
Jordan,
wow.
see, this it's too much. It's pent up.
Nope.
I was wrong.
You got it.
I was wrong.
You got it today.
I was wrong. See?
Tuesday.
Look, see what I mean? Hey, Jordan. Hey, Jordan, you see it's
all right, let's
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it tonight, but Tuesday I'm on your ass, boy. Pause.
I was
putting that out there. I said pause quickly. So,
Kari, what are you drinking out of this mug?
What happened?
What are you drinking out of this mug?
Tea. The tea is always warm when it's sample size time.
at least it's not that little bitty ass soda this time.
Tea? It should be spiked tea.
It's not spiked tea. There's no actually I lied. I think there is probably some liquor in the house somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Like everything's in boxes still. Like
imagine having
literally
so
like
big. Imagine having an apartment so big you don't know where your liquor is. That's crazy.
Look at that's my place right now. That's what it looks like.
That's all shoe boxes.
Those are not shoe boxes. Shoe boxes are in the other one. But,
damn, how many rooms you got, Kari?
Really?
I don't know. I just had to be sorry.
Anyway, all right. So thank you everybody for coming in to sample size this evening. We really appreciate y'all pulling up on us. We've been meaning to have this conversation, for a little while. I think it's going to be a good one. I want to make sure that we kind of set the tone of the room tonight. Number one, as always, anybody that wants to come up, have questions, dialogue, whatever the case is, feel free to ask for a mic, request a microphone. I am going to try to see if there's a couple people. There are a couple people that are involved in this world more deeply to come up. Now, I have already let them know kind of behind the scenes, like, yo, the questions might be tough because this is sample size. So, like, this isn't the space where, like, we just sit and just let people talk and then everything is hunky-dory. Like, we really ask the hard questions in here. We're really going to, like, grill you about this because this is a real thing that I'm learning about. And this is a real world that I want you guys to know about because this is more than just crypto, Web3, da-da-da. This is about money. right? And so what sparked my head about this a little while ago was the fact that maybe it was Juan. Remember when I think we had the conversation with the StockX guys, and Juan made a point about accessibility in this and like buy-in as far as this world and stuff like that, and how it really didn't seem like it was for us. And so tonight's conversation is to give some real deal history about like what the hell these things are, like what the hell is an NFT, why do they matter, do they matter, like, you know, like, and talking about all this other stuff, and then talking about where the money resides, for lack of a better term, because really at the end of the day, I won't say all of it because there's some people in here that might have not ETH at the end of their name. I won't say all of it, 100% of it, but I will say a whole hell of a lot of it is purely about the money right now. And so here in Sample Size, we want to make sure that y'all know how to get to the bread if it's a good investment to make, right? And so I want to kind of talk about that. But before we get into it, we always air our grievances at the beginning of Sample Size. So to start off, does anybody have any grievances that they would like to air this evening?
For the 5th week in a row, no, I'm good.
Wow.
I do.
Wow. Who said they do?
I do.
Jay Wise, good night. What's going on?
Good night. Good night, Corey. Good night. Jordan, I got you. Legend, it's minus 35. No wind chill. Up in the T-dot right now. Minus 35.
Why? Move. Jay Wise, move.
Please move.
Why are you staying there, man? I'm trying.
Y'all act like he don't live in a whole different country. Like,
You can't be trying hard enough.
But I'm coming with some violence tonight. No, I hear you, Jordan. So
Let's play the air.
I think we're in the space the other day. Me, you, Kari, and I think Freddie. And we're talking about kicks. And remember I said how I won the Throne Nines? So you know what this store did? These guys basically pulled the rug. So I won them, right? And then they told me to promote, saying that they're a raffle, whatever. So a week goes by. I called them. I said, hey, where's my shoes? Waiting for a week. The guy's like, yeah, don't worry. We're going to get you a tracking number. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. Come to find out this week, I get an email from the same store. These guys refunded the money. You know why they say they refunded me my money back? Because they gave me some bullshit excuse about the different SKU numbers. Now listen to me. I've been in the game. I used to work at Foot Locker. No mob boss are gonna come tell me some bullshit of a different SKU number discrepancy that you guys couldn't give me my shoe. And the thing is that I'm about principle. It doesn't really matter if I pay the shoe and I get my money back. It's for me. It's all about the principle. I even sent them a nice email. Still no response. So right now I'm gonna blow these fucking guys up here. What social media handle they're on, I'm just gonna fucking destroy them because I'm cheese. You can't lean on somebody, say they're gonna get it, and then all of a sudden pull the rug and then refund me back my money. Nah, yo. I'm pissed right now.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, do you want to call out the spot there, or would you rather just leave that be? We're not recording tonight, by the way, y'all, because I didn't know where this was going to go.
Yes, we are.
Cut it ass out.
Yes,
Corey, why you do this?
What? Man,
Yes.
what I do?
Yes, we are.
The violence got to be documented, bro.
No, tonight I didn't know where this was going to go. It might have got a little dicey, so I didn't record it.
I'm recording.
I mean, you know, but Jay Wise, you don't have to call them out though, because I know it is some scamming ass places that will do stuff like that. But I'm sorry that happened. Have any of y'all ever had that happen to y'all before? Like they pull a quick one on you when you thought you got a shoe?
Yep, one of your favorite YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who? Which YouTuber?
Okay, well, I shouldn't say it wasn't them. They did a raffle with what's the guy's name that does all the basketball reviews? Wear Testers. So they used to do they work with a t-shirt company that puts all of the Jordan memorabilia with like no head on it or Kobe and all of that stuff. They had all those t-shirts. They ran a raffle. On the raffle, DM'd them, gave them all the information, said, oh yeah, we'll get it out to you. 2 months later. Yeah, we'll get it out to you. 6 months later. Oh, we out of all of that stuff. Cool.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. Well, shout to them. Okay.
If I knew their name right now, because I'd block them and all of their merchandise, I'd say their name. But when I see it,
Yo, that's nuts.
I don't do that anyway. Like, I stopped announcing L's until, like, after they show up at the house because, until they get to the house because, yeah, I don't need UPS stealing my stuff and then talking about, then I look crazy. Like, well, dang, I won. Y'all counted it, so, nah. So y'all just find out when it gets to the house. Before then, it's all right.
Hey, Kari, I want you to read the, before we go into any other group, I want you to read the last statement that just popped up in the chat because apparently Max doesn't like us or the things that we do, but continues to come back every week. And while I appreciate it.
Yeah, so there's a question in the chat. Why do y'all get on here playing victims of bullying and y'all went in on Big Boy with the fanny pack in the YouTube chat when hosting the last space? Who? Oh, they talk about Jerlice's dude.
They talk about Johnny, and Johnny actually did that shit to himself. Johnny is a good sport. Like
Johnny
down.
What's the
Johnny?
I
don't care. Like
Johnny don't care, man. Stop being fake woke, boy. Stop trying to be broken to Johnny, boy. Johnny is just fine. Who is this?
But this is the same guy who was commented the last time the whole stream. If you don't like us, then don't.
Nah, it's okay. Thanks for giving us our number. Out of here.
Know how it goes.
Get the hell out if you don't like it, man.
I know how it goes.
Why you tripping?
I just
got her hand up.
I just want to throw that out there because I really don't understand. Like if you are not a fan of what we do here, because everything that we do is fun.
Johnny coming up.
Hey, I'm bringing Johnny up. Damn right.
So there we go.
Lisa, what's up?
Look, I don't have the chat open, but I'm gonna be extremely transparent. Anybody that I joke with, anybody I got banter or rapport with, we good before the jokes, we good during the jokes, we good after the jokes. You could ask DZ, you could ask whoever the fuck you want to ask in this room. I'm very, very respectful to niggas, and I make sure that nobody's feelings are hurt by the little laughing and shit that we do. So whoever it is, kiss my ass and fuck off.
Can y'all hear me? And this is why we're not recording tonight. What happened?
I just want to know who this is. Who is this? Chill out, boy. Who is this with a black whatever fist? The Pan-African fist. Like who are you?
There's no telling. They're going to make sure that their face is not seen and that nobody knows who they are. There could be anybody. Bitch, y'all know how it goes. We've all been trolled. We've all had to deal with, problematic people. It's just sometimes they're not prepared for you to call them to the carpet, And I'll be honest with you. Sometimes y'all have seen me call people to the carpet. Other times I just hit the block button and I just let them be over on their side, So, it is what it is. But one thing about sample size, we're not afraid of no smoke now.
Can I jump in?
Talk about it.
I just want to say that, hey, I wasn't being bullied. Nobody bullying me. We was joking. We was laughing. We was playing. You know what I'm saying? I was playing. I was talking trash. People was talking trash. It's not a big deal. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to try to make it seem like I was, feeling away or anything like that. Because I was feeling away. I'd have said something, like I said before. I'm from Detroit, so ain't nobody gonna come at me no way. So we good. Everybody good on here. I enjoy my time here. So we good.
And there you go. There you go. So to that brother, if you want to stay in the chat, just know we probably not gonna give you no more energy tonight. But if you wanna hit that exit button, Maya, what can these people do? Are you there?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that top right corner, that red leave button is there. I don't know what they got in the chat. You know what I'm saying? They got somewhere you can go exit or leave or do something, but you can go on with this hate. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really want smoke, you can stop hanging, hiding behind like these black fists. All these trolls, you know what I'm saying? Be scared to put their own face up. Cowards, man. Straight cowards.
Send the Addy.
Well, my thing is, we're all positive here, and we like I said, we have fun. But my thought pattern is, if you're not a fan of what we do, why subject yourself to it? I'm not a fan of Tiffany Haddish. Guess what? I don't watch Tiffany Haddish comedy specials.
Yo.
Legend me. That was so random.
I'm just saying, like, I would never tune in purposely to something that I know is not a fan. I'm not a fan of, and he's saying that we're calling him haters because he called us out. No, we're addressing what you said, and it's direct, so it's not even like.
But that's not the first time he said something either. Like he's acting like this is the first time he said something.
We saw
the whole.
Yeah, he did it like
we saw you all last week.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it happened last week.
We saw you last week.
Yeah,
but it's
a continuation.
It's all good.
I mean, if you want to, but that's the thing. If you want to come on stage and air out your grievances, we give everyone chances every single week to do that. And for some reason, you sit behind a keyboard and don't say nothing. If you want to get on stage and come up on camera and shit, then do that. If not, nigga, go live your life. Go get some pussy. What's wrong with you, bro?
Or you can't say one. It could be
go get some dick. However
there we go. We have to be fair.
All right.
Okay, we are.
Yeah, we gave him enough. We gave him enough time. We're good.
All right.
Like,
We gave him enough time.
But I do have NFT questions though. That's what I really wanted to get to. Because I know we will get to it later, but I do want to get to the topic because last time we got off topic real bad. I don't understand how any of this works because I sent you a screenshot of an NFT alcohol bottle, or it was like Patron or something, and I'm like, help me understand why I would buy an NFT of liquor.
Right. So let's get into that. Right, so let's kind of start at the beginning. We just go on through it super quick, and if anybody has questions, then we'll pop up. Again, so we are shifting into the crypto / NFT portion of the conversation. So if anybody does want to come up, feel free. So I'm going to give this is probably going to be very rudimentary, right? But let's go all the way back to like 2007-ish, 8-ish, something like that. Right. So way back in the day, before any of us really even knew about any of this shit, honestly, Bitcoin was created and it was very hot. Now, here's the situation. Even before that, actually back in the 90s, I found out the thing that we know as the blockchain today actually existed, but it was intended for a completely different use and it kind of sat stagnant like all throughout the 90s. But around 2007, there was a guy, he decided to come up with these crypto coins. And one of the most popular ways that this crypto coin was distributed was by what's called mining. Does anybody on this stage or anybody in the audience throw an emoji up if you watch The Big Bang Theory? Any of y'all watch Big Bang Theory? Yeah, y'all watch Big Bang Theory?
Our whole universe. Oh, sorry, my bad. My white side.
So there was an episode about this on Big Bang. If you remember, all the guys, when Bitcoin exploded, they remembered that they had mined a whole bunch of Bitcoin and they had it saved on a flash drive. And so the whole episode was like dedicated to them like tearing up the streets trying to find this flash drive because Bitcoin had exploded in value and it was worth a ton of bread. Bitcoin used to be worth shit, obviously, right? But along the line, Bitcoin ended up becoming worth like a ton of money per Bitcoin. So long story short, Bitcoin got hot. And as a result of Bitcoin getting hot, there were a ton of other cryptocurrencies that were created as well. Because a lot of other people and Silicon Valley guys and stuff like that were like, oh, Bitcoin is hot. Bitcoin works like stocks, right? So like when there's an announcement made pertaining to that thing, it shoots up, right? When it cools off, it goes down. Right. And so Bitcoin, if you track it, like you have Bitcoin on the market right now, just like you can track all these other, there's like 1,500 different cryptocurrencies. But the two that really matter, well, there's three, I guess, but the two main ones right now are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the two main ones that we're going to probably talk about tonight. There's also another one called Solana, but it's not as popular. So Bitcoin gets hot. It rises up. Celebrities start talking about Bitcoin. They start investing in it. People start investing in it, all that type of hot shit, right? So then Ethereum comes up, and Ethereum starts getting hot because the power players and the people with the money, and some people say that there's some money laundering involved, stuff like that. Those people start investing in these coins as well, and it goes up. It's just like stocks; the value goes up and up and up. So what ended up happening was that there was a huge crash in the crypto market, like this big ass crash. So all of these very rich people at that point that had bought into that, or people that bought low, but they were still trying to, make really, really good returns, they ended up sitting on all of this cryptocurrency that they didn't know what to do with because, like, there was rumors that, like, we were going to be able to buy fucking Teslas with Bitcoin and stuff like that. Y'all heard that news. Like literally Bitcoin and all this shit was supposed to, like, take over the US dollar, right? But it didn't happen, and it didn't happen as fast as people thought that it would. So now, motherfuckers are sitting on all this crypto, and they don't know what to do with it. Well, rich-ass people don't like sitting on money that they can't really do anything with, right? So in comes these little things called NFTs. Now, NFT stands for non-fungible or fungible token, all right? So I'm going to kind of break down what they are. And this is to Legend's question. So there's two parts, right? There's fungible and there's non-fungible. So fungible means replaceable. Like you can literally take the word fungible out and put the word replaceable in. So something that's fungible is something that you can replace with the exact same thing and it has the exact same value. I give you a $1 bill, you give me back 4 quarters, they're worth the same thing, right? Or you give me back a certain, I'll give you back the same thing, that's the same thing. Non-fungible, of course, is the opposite of that, right? It's something that cannot be duplicated. Shout out to Mason's Picks or Cookies on the live stream. It's something that cannot be duplicated, right? So what ended up happening with these, and of course, token. So here's the thing. A lot of people think that the word token means art or like means a picture. That's false. NFT is just a representation of a token. But a token can be a lot of stuff. It can be a short clip from NBA Top Shot of LeBron posterizing somebody. It can be a bottle of tequila, a picture of that. It can be a monkey. You know what I'm saying? And so it can be whatever you want it to be, right? So what happens, right, is that when you buy one of these tokens, the transaction to buy, you usually buy it with cryptocurrency, right? And the transaction is stored on what's called the blockchain. So for everybody that knows what the blockchain is, like I said, it's literally like a bank book. It's a big ass bank book where you can see all the transactions that everybody is doing. It's a public ledger, and you can see everything all day, all the time. Now, the problem with Ethereum, with this coin, because Ethereum is actually the more popular crypto that people are using to buy these NFTs with right now because it's a lot cheaper than Bitcoin. Niggas don't have $34,000 for a Bitcoin, but they might have $2,000 for an Ethereum coin, or even less because a lot of NFTs are being sold for fractions of Ethereum, like 0.005. Y'all see people selling that shit for like cheaper with them, right? So, long story short, this ledger records all of these transactions that are happening, you know, all the time. Now, it's funny, right? Because a lot of people that preach about climate change are now hot on crypto and NFTs. But the funny thing about it is, I just learned today, one Ethereum transaction, just one person buying one NFT, one transaction, consumes the same amount of power as a 5-day work week in an average household, which is insane. Like this, literally the same amount of electricity is being generated off of one transaction. So you multiply that by the hundreds of thousands of transactions that are happening every single day. And Ethereum is actually horrible for the environment right now. Like it's eating up so much power right now. It's crazy. Now, I'll stick in that because there is news of an Ethereum 2.0 that's coming out that's supposed to be a lot more environmentally friendly, but that's another conversation for another day. So basically what ended up happening was that these NFTs, or what they represented hype and scarcity, right? Like that's the easiest way that I can kind of break it down. It's really not about the NFT. It's really not about buying the NFT itself. It's about buying that place in the blockchain that allows you to make money off of. And that's why when we talked about StockX and the StockX NFTs, like, and we had the guys up here, and I don't know if the guys are in here tonight or not, but that's really why basically it's a money grab. Like basically it's a money, because StockX actually is doing it way, way, way different, because the whole point of an NFT is to be able to make money off of it, because you never own it. So that's the other part of an NFT. You really don't own it. You just reserve the right to make money off of it. So you have a stake in it, but whoever created or minted the NFT, there's a part within that transaction that gives the original owner royalties on every transaction that happens. And so NFTs got super hot because there's a guy, it's the artist out there, his name is Beeple. And this guy, I don't know what kind of drug cartel person bought his NFT, but he put an NFT up, and it was an NFT of just pictures. He's like an artist. So he made like a different picture every day for like 5 years. And it was this big ass NFT. It was all like one big block with all these different pictures in it. The NFT sold for $69 million. And so when that happened, that was like the explosion that got everybody into fucking NFT at this point. But now, because a lot because the shit is being watered down so much. Everybody's trying to get into the NFT game. Like McDonald's has a damn NFT of a McRib sandwich, and Bud Light is doing an NFT, and Burger King is doing NFTs, and everybody is doing NFTs now, right? And really, it's just based on hype and flipping for cash. Nita, you got your hand up. What's up?
So then my question becomes, what the fuck are you supposed to do with the NFT of a sneaker or a Patron bottle or even a painting? Like, wouldn't you want to own the actual painting? Like, what do you, like, I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I was talking about the painting aspect, and I'm like, well, wouldn't you want the painting on your wall? They're like, oh, well, you can buy a TV and put the NFT on the TV. Why would I want to do that? Like, why would I want to do that?
Exactly. To make money. That's what we wanted. To make money. Like that, at the end of the day, now here's the deal. There are some people doing NFTs right now, and they're offering incentives to own the NFT. For instance, Gary Vee, he just got a $13 million investment in what they're going to call the first NFT restaurant. And only people can go to this restaurant that own the NFTs. But the NFTs are dumb expensive. They're like $4 right now. It's like $80,000. So it's like, again, for rich people. But like,
it sounds like a scam.
Can I tap in?
It does. Yeah. Tap in.
Hey, okay. So I think kind of some of your listeners don't. I know you have the idea, Kari, but you're really buying into like, so like, say people want to buy a 100 ETH floor bait or Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're not buying a picture. They're buying into the community to get ideas off of other people. It's not really. I know some people have a hard time processing that, but it's not really just for a picture. You're not just getting this for a profile picture. You're getting to expand ideas off of other people. I mean, it's hard to just say you're buying a profile picture.
So can I ask you a question? Because I know they were selling an NFT of when Antonio Brown went apeshit on the sideline. There was an NFT of that, and I don't understand how can that possibly translate into the world of NFTs.
Yeah, see, stuff like that. That's just so. I'm telling you, 99.95% of NFTs are failures, and I'm telling you that's one of them. That stuff is just going out on a limb trying to make money off something. There's no money to be made there. I mean,
okay, now that makes sense.
But here's my thing. Here's my bad, Les. I didn't mean to cut you off. Here's my question though, right? The things that there's real money in right now, and I understand Solana's popping up and all this kind of stuff is gaining traction. Have we missed the boat, Zach? Have we missed the boat on the shit that's really getting real money? Because I saw Ben Simmons just bought that fucking 100 ETH Bored Ape right now for $220,000. You know what I mean? So
hey,
like,
first of all, don't buy anything Ben Simmons is buying. Ben Simmons is a brick, bro. We're not buying anything Ben Simmons is buying,
Fuck
bro.
Ben Simmons.
No. But is it a boat that we want to get on? That's
no, I'm telling you, what I'm telling you right now is cryptocurrency is starting to be looked at as an actual thing. People like governments are actually recognizing cryptocurrency as a true currency that you can use to buy things. And therefore what comes with that is these NFTs that people are buying, they look at that as true currency. Not so say you buy a Bored Ape, so say you buy a random NFT for one Ethereum. You buy that for one Ethereum and Ethereum is at $2,500. Say Ethereum goes up to 5,000 and you sell the same NFT for one Ethereum, you're still making money. You know? I don't think anybody's too late because I don't think you're too late. There's only 0.5% of the world has a crypto wallet right now. So 99.9 or 99.5% of the world doesn't have a crypto wallet. So you're not too late. It's early.
That's fair. Okay, I got a question, but I'm gonna hold it because I want to get to Jay Wise and Legend. I think Jay Wise was first, and then we'll go over to Legend.
Yo, what's good, Zach? Question for you. With the NFT now, with NFT or Ethereum, don't you have? Does it depend on the certain gas price fee? Because isn't different gas different price for gas fee are going to be different prices for any of the NFTs? No, the gas fee will always be the same, but it's just it'll change regardless of the matter of the time. So say at 6 p.m. the gas fee is $100 for a Bored Ape.
the gas fee will be $100 for a 0.01 Ethereum as well. But it's just regardless of, or it just matters the time that you're buying it. So it'll be always the same no matter what the price is, but it'll just be different regardless of the time. So if there's more people buying NFTs right now, the gas price will go up because it's harder to process a transaction with that many people doing it. But if there's less people buying it, then the gas price will go down.
Okay, so that means now, so are you saying that? So that means that anybody could trade. So that means like you could buy the gas fee like 24/7, like 365, so to speak, or when it opens and when it closes. Like, how would you know when to buy it and when not to buy it?
Well, before you process a transaction on OpenSea, it comes up with a box on the side and it says, "Here's your gas fee." That's really the only way to track what the exact gas fee will be. A bunch of Discords that you can exclamate a Discord bot and they'll tell you the gas fees at a certain time, but it's not exact because you need to be actually on the site to know exactly how many people are using it.
Okay, all right, cool. Thanks, yo.
That's Legend. What's up, man?
So I said this when we were supposed to talk about it the first time. I am completely ignorant to all of this. But when I look at Odell Beckham Jr., who was supposed to get $750,000 worth of cryptocurrency as his salary last year, and as reported, again, not the expert, that amount of money currently is only worth $33K. How does that make sense for me to invest in that? And I get ebbs and flows of stock market and all of that. That's a huge loss that I can't afford to take. And I get all of it is luck and, well, I shouldn't say luck, understanding and being in the right place at the right time and backdoor information. But how does that make you want to, as a consumer, want to get into that?
I mean, are you saying theoretically speaking it's worth $30,000 or
no? That's the exact number it's worth right now.
Yeah, that's where it is because of the crash.
He lost money. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the crash. You know, the crypto market lost like $1.3 trillion.
Well, what did he get paid in? That doesn't add up.
He got paid in Bitcoin.
Okay, well, Bitcoin didn't drop. That would have dropped like 80%. It didn't drop 80%.
Bitcoin has been going down. Like I remember getting.
Well, I know Bitcoin has been going down, but that's a huge number that is not right. That whatever those calculations came from, that is not right. There's no chance that Bitcoin has went down that much. It's just not possible.
I mean, that's the rules, bro. We're just telling you the reports. So
listen. What did he get paid? When did OBJ take that $750,000?
The moment he signed with the Rams.
Okay, when was that?
So let's say 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. So you're saying $750,000 worth of Bitcoin 2 months ago is worth $30,000 now?
We're not.
I know the $100 I had in Bitcoin is now at like $40. So yeah. I believe it.
It was a crash. Yeah.
Well, well, then it's 50%. It's not. There's no way it's 30. That's like 10. That's like 9. That's like losing 95%. That's.
Well, I think that's like net. That's net. Other things in his contract, right? Like that's net. Right, so I think we want to also get to that too. Like that's net everything take home, right? So his 750 might be gross. You take out all the bells and whistles, all the odds and ends, and then you convert for Bitcoin, and he nets $35K.
Okay, well that's like saying somebody makes $1 million and they really only make 700. You know what I mean? That's like.
But it's still half. It's still half the amount, though, right?
Yeah, bro. He lost money.
Well, yeah, definitely. No, you guys are 100% right. He lost way more money than he ever should have by taking a salary in that form. You're 100% right, but it's just not that to that extent.
So what happens, right, where's the money, right? Where's the money? Because I know there's Discords, and I know a lot of these Discords are paid Discords, right? So my whole thing is, when you pay for a Discord, do you pay for the Discord and you adopt, or do you pay for the Discord in crypto?
What do you mean? You pay for which Discord to get into the NFT?
Yeah, like any of the NFT, because I know there's a ton of NFT Discords.
Oh, no, those are all free. They want you to be in the Discord to learn the community before you buy the NFT. They want you to be in the Discord. It's not like, Kari, how we were in Decantha or whatever. It's not like that. It's not like you pay to learn what NFTs to flip. See, when the own NFT actually creates a space, they want people to know what they're about. They don't care like if you actually already paid or not.
Interesting. Okay, but the membership right? So, okay, here's the deal, right? I'm thinking about the Discord aspect like Soul Savvy, right? So, like, Soul Savvy is a community of people, granted that they pay, right? But it's a community of people, and they leverage the opportunities that they can get based on the amount of members that they have in that community. So, be it free or paid, right? Like, there's value to owning a Discord and saying, yo, I got 30,000 people in my Discord right now, right? Like, even if it's free. There's a way to leverage.
I mean, that's low key market manipulation. You can almost manipulate the market with 30,000 people. I mean,
sure.
There's only usually when an NFT drops, there's only 10,000 that drop of the NFT. So you got 30 people that buy NFT. Of course, you tell them all to buy it and raise the price. They're gonna do it.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay, let's get to the. I got other questions about this, but let's get to the hands. We got Steez, and then we got Brandon. What's up, Steez?
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We good.
All right, and so to address Legend, I have two questions, but I did want to address what Legend said. So yeah, OBJ may have lost money now, but I was listening to a podcast, and they made a good point, is that he did that as a risk because he's already up. He's already got his Nike deal. He got his past contract. So he did this on a whim, knowing that, or hoping that Bitcoin will continue to increase. And the main thing is he doesn't have to sell, so he can continue to hold. And then when he feels like he wants to make his money back or sell, he can break even again. So it's not like he may have immediately lost money right now, but if he doesn't sell right now, he's not technically losing any money like a stock.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes sense when you have money to play with. I think that's the difference in how I'm trying to understand it from somebody not like Odell and not like Kari, who are not sitting on a bunch of money. That is just, if I put it in, I would like some sort of movement to understand it, to sell it and add it to this, to go back and forth. I think that's where I'm trying to understand it from.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like any stock. Like, it's just, you gotta, know your limits and know what you're doing. Kind of like, do your research first, because I have a crypto wallet myself, and when Doge was going up and down, I pumped and dumped with Doge too. So you just kind of have to monitor it and be willing to know when to sell and when to hold. It's just like it's a lot of anxiety, especially with like regular people like us. But I highly doubt he's tripping off of that right now, because he knows it's going to recover. Like Bitcoin, since I got it like 3 or 4 years ago, it was doing nothing. And then once the pandemic hit, it was weird. That's when it shot up. And then of course, since the pandemic hit, it's been up and down. So it's a roller coaster, at least for Bitcoin and the main ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right. So and because so the stimulus checks came through, right? So a lot of people jumped on a bandwagon because they had a lot of money to play with.
Right.
It wasn't coming out of their own pocket. Now, here's the thing about it. So quick question, right? And then for you, whoever, what makes cryptocurrency go up in the market? What makes it go up?
Well,
right?
From my experience, from what I've been experiencing, so for example, the most easiest one to explain is Doge. So, and I'll never forget this. Elon Musk was planning a big SNL, thing. He was a guest for SNL. So literally everybody was watching SNL to like see what he's going to say about Doge, because he at that time he was like gassing it up, gassing nonstop, posting memes and whatnot. So we were all watching, and I'll never forget. I was watching SNL, and at the time I was up $800 on Doge, $800. After SNL, he like didn't. I don't even remember what he did, but he didn't say anything on or he didn't really like endorse it. It immediately started dropping. So like within seconds, it went from 800 to 600 to 500 to 400. And once I seen that, I was like, all right, well, it's time to sell. So even though I could have had 800 before SNL, I ended up just cashing out with a $400 profit.
Yeah, I'll build off that. The crypto is just an attention thing. I mean,
yeah,
there's more attention to it, then it's going to go up. It's not like a utility thing where if a company's generating more revenue, then it goes up because the company's becoming richer. It's not that way. It's all about what attention is on the coin, and that's it. If more people use it, it's gonna go up. If less people use it, it's gonna go down. So if nobody's using Bitcoin, I mean, why would it be at $65,000?
Right. And so that's the reason for the title of this room, right? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the textbook definition of a Ponzi scheme, right? Because
no, you're right there. You're right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and not to cut you off, I just wanted to, because before I forget this point, that is why I mentioned that exact same thing. What happens if someone pumps and dumps with the StockX NFTs? That's exactly what I mentioned. And of course, he gave like the politically correct answer, saying, "Well, don't want to look at it as investment." But I'm like, this is clearly an investment, and even the other StockX guy corrected and said it is an investment, because, I mean, if you get 5 to 10 people, just like Zach said, we can keep upping this chunky dunk NFT on StockX, and then some kid that has some disposable income, he's going to buy it, and then boom, he's asked out when all 5, 10 of us. We made a big come up by just pumping and dumping.
So let me ask, okay, real quick, because this seems like those schemes where like you get 2 people, they get 2 people. That's what it seems like when it comes to talking about you get 5 people and all of that. So that was part one I wanted to say, because it really seems like if you get a bunch of people to invest and then pull at the same time, y'all all be good. The second thing I wanted to bring up is, as a dog owner, I need y'all to stop walking up to me because I have a Shiba and asking me about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. It's the stupidest thing ever, and it drives me crazy.
So to that point, I would say, I mean, they do it with stocks, because like if you go to Robinhood or whatever you use for stocks, Red Bull, whatever the case may be, every stock is pretty much down right now. I don't know what's going on, but every stock is in the red. But to that point also, that's the same thing what they did with the Reddit stocks, with all the like AMC and GameStop. Everyone, they were in a Discord on Reddit. They was like, hey, we're going to do this with these stocks. They calculated specific stocks, and they pumped them all up, and then they dumped them. And that was why everyone was like, it was such a big thing, not only because so many people were making money, but because it's technically illegal. You can't do that. Like
I just about to ask, isn't that illegal?
Yeah, you can't do that. So, and that's why Robinhood was halting trading, because they noticed people were calculating all, or going after these specific stocks and pumping and dumping them, and the people that had no idea, they was coming late. They didn't want those people coming in late being thousands of dollars in the red, because they thought, oh, this is going to just keep on increasing. Like if you go to buy into whatever stock at $300 when it's never at $300, and you buy 8 of those stocks and then it just drops within a week, you lost mad money. And that's what was happening. And that's why there were so many issues with that whole ordeal.
I think you're kind of going off a limb. I think we should get back to the topic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. So I did want to ask my 2 questions.
I also like to say that's not illegal for a group to collate and buy a bunch of stock and dump it and tell everybody to dump it. That's not illegal at all. What you're thinking of is insider trading, and you'd have to be affiliated with the company, and that has there's nothing illegal about just making a Reddit and telling everybody to dump and buy a stock.
All right. I mean, you probably know way more than me, but it was just more so.
Unless you work for the government.
Yes, exactly.
We gotta have insider trading
connection. Yep.
Exactly. So the 2 questions I had was, because I'm an artist myself, so how would you go about like starting your own NFT? And also, I did actually open an OpenSea account. How do you actually buy an NFT on OpenSea?
Zach, you want to do that, or you want me to kind of explain it?
I mean, if you just load Ethereum into your wallet, just like you do any other cryptocurrency wallet, you just buy an NFT. But you also got to be careful for, like our friend said before, the gas prices. So like say an NFT is 0.2 Ethereum right now. So 0.2 Ethereum would be about $500 $520 or something. So there could also be a gas fee right now of like $400 out of nowhere. Like that's normal for that to happen. So say you're buying an NFT for $520, it could be $920 really. So then to make profit off the NFT, you have to sell it for double what you paid, not just what you paid.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. And so the other question was like, how would you go about actually starting making your own NFT?
Well, I have a couple friends that are artists. They actually went through college for like 7 years and got a master's program in graphic design online. And they've actually, it's hard because they got NFTs, but it's more about the marketing. So if you blast your NFT out there and you have actual good work, like a good artist, I'm sure you'll be able to sell all NFTs for 0.01 Ethereum times 10,000. You'll be able to sell that. Mm-hmm. But most people make their money off the royalties and the secondaries, and it's just really hard because I'm telling you right now, 99.95% of NFTs are failing. Everything's a failure right now. Like you're not going to get in and get out. You're not going to get rich real quick. It's hard, and if you're an artist, you probably have the best in out of anybody because it's way easier to sell 10,000 NFTs at 0.01 than buy one NFT at 0.5 and flip it for one after it's 2 months of pump.
Okay, so to build on that, like the 10,000 NFTs, because I've seen someone actually do that. Is there like a major fee if you do like as opposed to 10,000 NFTs selling them at once as opposed to just one NFT?
Well, there's not a fee if you create your own website. So basically, when people create 10,000 NFTs, they'll have a set trait. They'll have a set number of traits. So they'll have like a face. A face will have 5 different options. They'll have a happy face, a sad face, a frowny face, and then they'll have arms. They'll have a flexing arm, an arm that's on the side, an arm that's putting a finger up. So then they just have a computer that just generates and randomly generates all these traits. So when you have 10,000 of them, I mean, it makes them less rare and people don't want them as much. But if you're selling 10,000 for 0.1, I mean, do the math. That's a quick check for the artist,
So royalties off of every one of those transactions.
Yeah, and then so say they sell the first 10,000, and then after every single one of those 10,000 that sell, so say that 10,000 person sells that again, they get the 7% of the royalties off that secondary sale. So not only are they making the full 0.1 from the first sale, they're making 7% off of every sale that ever happens.
I want to jump into and also bring it back to StockX real quick, right? Because I do want to make sure we correlate this with what's going on in the sneaker world to better understand it. So there's a clause in the terms and conditions for the NFT sales. I don't think StockX is claiming royalties, but they did say that they will set that up with other artists and creators that they collaborate with for future NFTs. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're going to collab with Bored Ape at some point, because that would make that platform fucking explode in value because Bored Ape is worth so much money. So even if Bored Ape does an NFT drop with StockX at a third of the price that regular Bored Apes are going for right now, which, by the way, Bored Ape, if you notice, really isn't shit, but one of those, it's like, again, it's 10,000 randomly generated versions of the exact same picture. It's the exact same picture. There's different variations of it. But if they do that with StockX, that means that Bored Ape is now going to be making royalties on each and every one of those things. Why do y'all think Nike's in the metaverse now and hiring people? Why do y'all think Adidas just dropped an NFT? Nigga, there's royalties. Sorry, it's bad for saying the N-word. But there's royalties associated with each and every transaction. That's where the finesse is. It's on the back end. So if you have 10,000 NFTs, you generate these, that's great. But what you have to now do, which is why a lot of people aren't putting that many out, you have to sell the scarcity. That's where the money in the NFT is. You have to sell the hype. You have to make sure that there's a demand on that product now at a very low price. You don't have to put much marketing out there. It's fine. But that's what's selling the NFT is the scarcity right now. So that's why only 150 fucking Patron NFTs are out there. It's not about the bottle of liquor that you get as a utility. It's about holding that scarce NFT that you can flip for later on. It's not about the NFT for the sneaker on StockX. Who the fuck is going to pay $40,000 for a Ben and Jerry's Chunky Dunky? Not me, right? But it's about the NFT, and it's about flipping the NFT. It's about the scarcity. So, my bad. Let me not get off on that tangent. Guys, who we have next on the hands? Was it Brendan?
Yes.
Yep. Hey,
Brandon,
what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
We good.
Yeah,
What up?
I'm all right, man. I just want to bring up the only NFT that I actually understood was the Nas NFT. I don't know if y'all knew what he did, but he sold royalties up to 3 different stages, like gold, platinum, silver, for 2 different songs, and you got literally like a 0.1123%. If you got the lowest one, and the highest one was like 5,000, you got like 2.8% of every song that's been streamed. Zach, do you think that that's something that's going to be normal for some of these artists? Because I think he might have pulled out about almost $200,000 out of the whole transaction, just giving out 50% of 2 songs. How you feel about that?
That's amazing. That's real utility. That's how NFTs work. See, that's what you want in the NFT world. You want more stuff like that going on, so that people see that and they make NFTs work virtually, not only virtually but physically.
Yeah, they sold out in seconds though. I was trying to get them. I couldn't get it, but I was like, that was tangible. I was like, man, if more artists got into that, or I would say like I would take it to the shoe world. If I was an up and coming shoe person like Kai or Dev, and you're doing these pre-orders, why wouldn't you do maybe a NFT of almost like a cash fund pre-order? And then the person, once you get the shoe, once you sell it to the public, because what they do with a pre-order, you buy your shoe. You're basically paying for the whole batch. You get your shoe, then he sells the rest. What if a shoe person did that, but the excess shoe that he sold, you get a percentage of that? Do you think that would be something to look at? Instead of always going pre-orders and then people waiting 7 months.
Or what you're talking about, so kind of like, you mean like he sells out the shoe and then people buy the sellout version of the shoe and then they don't actually have the physical shoe and they can sell the shoe again if they want? Like an NFT of the shoe and then the people get the shoe? Is that what you're talking about? Or
I'm thinking, say I'm just a new artist. I'm making up a new shoe and I need cash funds to get started, or I do a pre-order for the Jordan 1. Okay, for my first people in my group, you do your pre-order, I give you NFT. You get the shoe before everybody else. Then once the shoe comes out that you paid for, because you paid for a large group, you get a small percentage of every shoe sales of that shoe. You get your physical shoe first, because you basically like crowdfunded his project. Then once he gets on the road or gets off the ground, he sells a particular shoe to the public, which you crowdfunded it or angel funded.
You better be quiet. You on to something, bro. You on to something. You better when
I seen Nas do it, I'm like, man, these guys are doing pre-orders. You waiting 6-7 months for your shoe. Get it.
That's a great. I love that utility with the NFTs. That gives NFTs a real physical.
Finally. You know? Yeah. So when I saw Nas do it,
I wanted something great, man. I think you're on something great.
As long as it sells, right?
Yeah. Well, the hype. But we know Dev and Kai instead of waiting 6-7 months for the shoe, and then you get your shoe 6, 7, 8 months, a year later. He bought excess shoes with your money. He bought probably another 100 pair. He's going to sell it off the membership part. He could have just, the people who was in that membership, you pay membership to be in those guys' groups now. Could have gave them an NFT and they could have got $1 off of each sale. I mean, to me, that would be smart.
I love that.
But do you think more artists want to do that? Because Nas he's a trailblazer.
I think we're really early, and I think what you're talking about is going to be a lot more prominent. And I think there's going to be a lot more things that physically have to do with the NFT instead of just buying a picture of an ape and then you're in a community where everybody's rich, you know?
Yeah. I would say Tory Lanez was actually the first musical artist that I've seen do NFTs. I don't know the logistics of it, but I think he sold an album as an NFT.
Yeah, made $1 million off of it in 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, but that's a big cash grab. You can get your money all up front.
Yeah, but how do if I bought his NFT?
If I bought his NFT, people that bought his NFT lost money because nobody has buying that album.
Bingo. Exactly.
Bingo.
So
that's the problem.
But Nas, every time he give you rights for the stream.
Do you buy an album? Do you buy a normal album? Sell it?
I mean, no, I don't. I pay for streaming, so why am I paying somebody for something I can just stream? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, unless you're a Tory Lanez.
Well, yeah, I mean,
nobody's buying, right? Yeah, like nobody's buying a album for NFT.
But if you truly want to support the artist, you don't buy vinyls from now and then. I mean, I buy vinyls like a lot, but maybe that's just me.
No,
this is like a record. It's just like a record player.
Yeah, but that's the reason I was like what Nas did, because you actually got something tangible. I got an NFT and I got a small percentage royalty for each song, and he only did 2 songs, right? Ain't like he only gave 50% of 2 songs royalties. If more people did that, and I know every time they stream, I got 0.1, 2, 3, 4% in my bank account. I mean, that's residual income. I think that's brilliant. He probably gained 200,000, and it probably would have took him years to get 200,000 from those 2 songs. You get such a small percentage off streaming. But to me, that was brilliant. So I think more artists need to do that.
Wasn't there? Go ahead.
Wasn't there? I think it was a Wu-Tang album that Martin Shkreli or whatever his name is, the dude that hacked up on prescription
medicine.
Yeah, well, didn't he have like one of the first NFTs because there was some Wu-Tang? Don't quote me on it being Wu-Tang. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't an NFT. It was like the actual album. But yeah, it was kind of the same principles, and they actually just opened the album to government because they see the assets.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So with that being said, though, if NFTs were to follow like the blueprint of that, of like, hey, I got this album, there's only 10 copies, and you can buy it if you have the NFT or however this shit goes, stuff like that, like it would make more sense. Or for the actual digital artists that this was supposed to benefit, the people that are like, you know, supposed to get something off of it, this would make more sense. But because it's become something that's so random, like you could press randomize on a fucking monkey, I just don't see the point in this shit. It's all like Dollar Tree drawings, and it just doesn't make any sense.
The point of the apes is right. So it's expanded, right? Because the point of the apes, it really doesn't have shit to do with the apes. It has to do with the amount of money that you can make off of the NFT. Like that's what the apes are. Like people who are buying these bored apes, they want to make money. Like this is a cash grab. So you're either getting your money on the front end as the originator or the artist or the whatever. Like if you're the cool guy or whatever the case is, or the fucking Tory Lanez or whatever the case is, you get your money on the front end, right? If you're the buyer of that NFT, you're hoping that you make more money than you invested on the back end. That's really what it's about. What do we have? I think we got Chris next. Or we have Chris or Nita, guys. That was next.
Nita.
I think it was Nita.
Yeah, and then Chris, and Nita, Chris, and Johnny.
Hi guys. So I have a question. As far as like, we were talking about tangibility or whatever. With StockX, like, what exactly are you getting? Like, you're just getting the rights to, like the monkey thing, like random eyes part of the picture of the shoe. Do you like get access to the shoe?
So
I personally can't see myself like paying that much money, and you're just getting like, oh, well, you have a one of a kind piece of a picture of this shoe. I think that's bullshit.
So this breakdown of the StockX NFT as it works.
Wait, can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, so when you answer this to like, what exactly is who's their audience at this point? Because a regular sneaker person, we're not trying to hear all of this. Like we like dead ass just want the shoe. So
a lot of these companies, we're not their audience. A lot of these companies just want in because there's so much money being generated in this game right now. Like that goes for fucking Nike. Like, just so y'all know, not recorded in here. I did a lot of digging. That deal that they did with Artifact is valued around $1 billion. Like, that's how much they bought that company for. A big beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't put that kind of money up unless they are intending on owning everything and making a whole lot of royalties off the back end of that shit. Like, but again, it's not just simply for sneakerheads, but it's for a lot of the people that have a lot of the bread that are investing a lot of this money. And that's a lot of different types of people. There's drug trafficking that's going on. There's money laundering that's going on blockchain for big dollars. So NFTs are a godsend for a lot of people. Just real quick, and I'm going to answer the StockX question too. Just so y'all know, NFTs, you know, like, you can hide information in an NFT because the NFT itself is literally just a line of code. Like, when you buy an NFT, literally you're buying a web address. And the web address is like either like a JPEG of that ape, which is why anybody can download it and it's not illegal, because the only difference between like me downloading that picture of that ape and, you know, anybody else who actually owns the ape is the fact that they can make money off of it and we can't. But we can download it all day long. But when it comes to like the Nike shit and all that kind of shit, like, who is this for? Like, this shit really not for us. Like, there's real, like, you can hide shit in NFTs and like encrypt shit in NFTs that I won't go too deep into it, but like, there's a lot going on. But to me,
Kari, it's a good point to note that majority of this shit is not for us. Like, StockX, the sneakers part is a small subset of StockX. eBay sneakers is a small subset. Nike doesn't make the bulk of its money via sneakers and hype releases and drops like that. Like, so when we ask those questions of who is this for, y'all got to think that majority of this shit ain't for us.
It's not. Well, so here's the thing. That has a caveat by it, right? Because the point of NFTs is getting in at the very beginning. Like, StockX will tweet a link out. And so this is how it works, Nita. I'm going to answer your question too and respond to Jaleesa, right? So the NFT, when they put an NFT out, they mint an NFT or they create this NFT. And what you're buying is literally a picture of the shoe that they hold in your portfolio that you can then turn around and sell for more money. Now, there's what they call a utility behind that, because if you want, at any given time, you can trade that NFT in for the physical sneaker. So for every NFT that they sell, they are holding that physical sneaker for you, reserved for you in a vault somewhere. So you buy the Chunky Donkey NFT, they're reserving a physical Chunky Donkey NFT for you in their vault if you want it. Now, here's part of the finesse. Every sneaker is a men's size 10. Just so y'all know, that's offered with the NFTs. Every sneaker is a men's size 10. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but everyone is a men's size.
Another reason why I will not.
That's crazy. That's
wild.
Which is funny, right? Because size 10 tends to go for the low prices, and I think that's
that's so weird. I got a size 10 Chunky Donkey that they failed authentication. They sent me back a fake one. Wonder where.
Wow.
It's in the vault.
That's a whole other conversation.
That's crazy, bro.
I got
They finesse in.
Shit, I sent Kari a Chunky Donkey.
Where's Dino at, bro? Dino, you did that authentication. You took that man. That's wild, bro.
You got
They put that grimy nigga in for a reason. I knew that shit was gonna happen. But
Dino asshole shit his pants right now.
Dino, get your ass up on stage and get the coffin, boy. What the hell?
You an asshole, Dino.
So look, that's what happens, right? So you can read. Now, here's the thing about it, right? Obviously, a physical Chunky Donkey isn't worth anywhere near what you bought that NFT for. So that's not really the point. It's just a small incentive to get you to buy it, because you can always. And so what the guys from StockX were like, well, the idea is for you to hold the NFT until the Chunky Donkey is worth $40,000. Where the fuck is that ever going to happen? Never. Right? So the point is to flip it. Now, here's the funny thing about the StockX NFT that makes it really weird and seem really kind of grimy. So the StockX NFT does not live on the blockchain. The transaction does not exist anywhere in the full Ethereum blockchain. You don't even buy it with fucking crypto right now. StockX has an internal ledger, quote unquote, that they're using to track these transactions, which means you can't flip it on OpenSea. You can't flip it for Ethereum. You can't do shit with that. You can't even alter it. You can't do anything with it. Or StockX reserves the right to take the NFT back if they feel like you got some foul play going on. So that's what makes it kind of grimy, because the shit don't even exist in the big NFT world. So it really feels like a money grab at that point.
But wait though, because you said that niggas could basically money launder with the NFTs. So is StockX just acting like the big brother that's trying to keep you from getting in trouble? You know how your big brother fake you like, I'm gonna tell mom if you do this, but he's doing it all along.
Nah, but StockX, you're using a credit card to transact. That's bank transactions on OpenSea. You got the blockchain. That's not the same.
And the government's trying to regulate the blockchain anyway. That shit's soon to be regulated like crazy. So
which is why they're trying to ramp up Web3, right? So we'll talk a little bit about Metaverse and Web3. I know Metaverse and Web3 is a whole other conversation, but in short, just so you know, number one, Web 3.0 and Metaverse are two different things. They're not the same. Metaverse is an environment inside of Web 3.0. But let me just break it down in like 10 seconds. Web 1.0 was the internet that we used to have back in the 90s, where you literally just dialed on, looked at a web page. It was just that shit on that one page. You didn't put any information in. They didn't gather any information from you. It was just splash pages, like when we used to play fucking Nickelodeon games and shit on the internet back in the 90s. Web 2.0 is the web that we're currently in right now, the way we use the internet. We give them information. They take that information, they synthesize it, then they target ads, and they do different things with the data that we give them. It's more interactive. Web 3.0 is taking that to the next level, and it's becoming a space that you not only give your information to, but you actually exist inside of as an avatar. And within Web 3.0, most transactions are performed via crypto, NFT, shit like that. And it's what they call decentralized, which means that it's not governed by big companies or CEOs, but it's governed by the people who, by the way, own the most cryptocurrency. So those are the people that are pulling the string at that point in Web3 because of these, what they call DAOs, these decentralized autonomous organizations. But really, it's just trading one level of rich for another level of rich, because the people that are running Web3 are going to be the ones holding all the fucking crypto. So we're still not going to be the ones in power. But here's that.
Y'all need to take notes from Carter. This dude does his research. Let me tell you, this is one of the smartest dudes I know in any field that I've ever thought of. He's always got the research done, man.
That's love, brother. I appreciate it, man. You know, we don't bring it to the table unless I do my research. You know that.
Facts, Carter. Facts.
Okay, let's get to the hands, man. So do we have Chris next, or no? We have Johnny next, right?
Chris, I believe, then Johnny.
Okay, Chris, Johnny, and then Steve. Chris, what's up, man?
Okay, cool. Thank you for having me. Love what you're doing, Kari. Love what everyone else is doing. I appreciate the space. I have two questions. One is NFT related, one is crypto related. So I asked the NFT one first, since that's the topic that we're on. I'm in school. I still exactly follow it. So I'm starting to follow more based off the conversation. But two-part question with the NFT, and then I do have a crypto question. NFT first. So from a creator perspective, I'm starting to see how you make money off of it. But if I'm not a creator and I'm just buying the NFT, how am I making any money? If I don't actually own the NFT and the royalties are going back to the person that created the NFT, what's the point in me buying an NFT?
Well, the royalties are only 7% of the sale. So say you sell an NFT say you buy an NFT for 0.5 Ethereum. Say you sell it for 1 Ethereum. The royalties are only 7% of that. So you're only paying 0.07 in royalties. So the 0.93 you're going to keep yourself.
Exactly.
So if I buy an NFT, that's what I'm making off of it? If I flip it?
Minus gas fees.
Okay. The gas fees are a whole other topic that I won't even ask that now. That confused me. I didn't know that. From a creator perspective, if I want to get into it, I want to design something. I'm assuming what are my options? I can do it on my own. I can go out there and freelance it. But I see all these big houses spin up, like the apes and everything else. Like, what's the best route for that if I'm a creator?
You would need like a full dev team. So you need like a developer that can actually work on the Web3 blockchain. You would need a community manager that can help with the Discord. You would need probably 4 or 5 other people, regardless of the artist. Usually when an artist makes an NFT, they only probably make about 30% of the actual royalties, or 40%. And then the other 60% goes to the whole rest of the team.
Also facts. Yep.
Okay, that's starting to make sense. I have a crypto question too. You want me to ask it now, or should I hold it?
No, go for it.
I don't want to get off topic.
Okay,
so crypto. I'm confused about this. So we go back. First of all, I'll backtrack. Everybody needs to follow Brandon, by the way, because Brandon had a brilliant idea. If everyone didn't catch it back then, with the whole Nas album and relating to the sneakers, that's brilliant. He's on to something. Everyone should follow Brandon. Brandon, I sent you a follow. You're on to something. For the crypto, though, I still don't understand. Like, take the Dogecoin, for example. So, Kari, I copied you on this tweet the other day. So, Eli sent a tweet. If McDonald's starts accepting Dogecoin, I'll eat a Big Mac meal, half meal, whatever he said, like on camera or whatever. So, right after that, like a whole bunch of houses, and I don't understand how this works either, and that's part of my crypto question. All of a sudden, this Grimace coin like stood up out of nowhere, and 9 or 10 different places minted it in a matter of less than a day.
It's all a joke.
I feel like they were playing in our face with that. They were playing right in our face.
But that's exactly how Doge started, though.
It was legit money, though. Like it started out at like when I first copied you on that tweet, it was worth like what 0.0 11 cents or something, like nothing, right? Yep. By the time it actually closed and started following, it got up to over $2 a coin.
Yep. Yeah, guys, that's how Doge started. You know that, right? Like Doge started out as a joke.
It was a joke, right?
It's the same situation. That's why you got to take like your coin chances, and if you invest in something, you might get screwed over.
And
might
by
make a shitload of money.
And by the way, Dogecoin right now is worth 0. Just FYI, it's 0.
That's a pump and dump. That's a meme coin. That's what we call a meme coin, right?
But there's money.
The same thing.
Which coin did you say is worth 0?
Grimace, the Grimace coin he's talking about. It was a joke. People cashed out, they pumped it, and they dumped it, and now it's worth 0.
But there was like 8 different coins, and like that's my second part of that. Like, how does that work? Like, can I just like
I could create a coin right now. I just need to invest in it.
Like,
it's the same thing.
Like I said, it's attention. If you got followers and you got 30,000 people that'll buy your coin for 1 cent, then it'll go up to 2 cents, and then you get all done.
How did that the same day though? The same day he sent that tweet out with the whole McDonald's accept Dogecoin. That same day, 8 different people burned, and that's my other question. How do you burn crypto? 8 different people or 8 different versions of that Grimace crypto were out there on the market. The main one caught on, and it started off at like 0.011 or whatever.
So crypto is a code. So when you get crypto, when you're mining crypto, you're basically just mining a code. So when you want to burn the code, you just burn it all, and then you just gotta redo the code, and you just figure out the code.
Yep. How do you burn that much in that short amount of time? I mean, it literally went from 0.11 to over $2.
Well,
so
for them, like it's basically just hitting delete on their keyboard. That's all. That's really all it is. Wow. It's just a couple things.
Exactly.
Wow.
Just hit delete. That's it.
I mean, think about that. So if we'd have been paying attention, and like Carter, me and you, bro, I copied you on the tweet. If you would not have been paying attention, let's say we invested a couple $100 into that, bro, and then sold it at the $2 it got to before it crashed, we'd have got rich real quick. That's like legit.
That's what happened with AMC. That's what happened with GameStop. It's all about the following that you have. It's all about it.
I mean, it's legit, but there are still people that are losing like a lot of money on that. Like you might win, but there's a lot of people that are losing lots of money on that because they trusted it a lot longer than you would have. And then they lost.
Like common sense wise, right? We're looking at it like this shit's a joke, right? So
that's how some of us are looking at it. Yes,
but you got it in like super cheap, like it's less than a penny, bro. Like buy 100 shares of what do you have to lose? If it gets up to $2 all of a sudden, shit. If it gets to $1, I'm selling.
Same way with Doge. That's why when Zach said it's a meme coin, Doge was a meme coin until Homeboy got behind it and then started tweeting out crazy stuff, and the shit skyrocketed, and then it plummeted again. It's the same thing with all the coins, for real, until somebody big gets behind it.
There's something called a rug pull that happens out here. So the rug pull is literally what it sounds like. It's when something gets pumped up, super big, starts making bread, and the people behind it, whoever it may be, got enough hype generated where they make a nice amount of money, and then they literally pull the rug out from up underneath you. And they cash out and they burn the shit off. happens a lot out here, by the way.
Like, how would you do, like, not that I want to do that, but like, you just like that thing like on a Discord channel or something like that. You're like, yo, I'm getting ready to burn this Grimace coin. Like, y'all buy into it, like,
bro. I mean, just think any rapper. Just think any rapper. They probably get what 5 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So what? They take 10% of that. That's what 500,000 people. If they sell 500,000 NFTs, you know, that's pumping, or 500,000 worth of one crypto. That's pumping up. They could get up really high and they could just sell it.
I mean, just
so
like,
how do
like,
we?
Right.
Nah, I was just asking like how we make a Jervisa coin so y'all could pump it up.
Right.
Hey, I got you. She cute. We'll take your coin.
Zach, help her out.
What about me? I want a coin too.
Right, let's get one person up here tonight. Let's
Blue coin.
And y'all start mint that shit. Let's sell it. Let's pump
The Kari coin. Let's do the Kari coin.
Right. Like,
Shit, we got 80 people in here. We could just get times 10 of that. We're good. We can pump it down real quick.
So, I mean, long story short, I get it, right? Like the whole crypto thing. Like, if you get enough people behind you, you can see some stuff coming like that. That day with the whole Grimace story. Like, bro, if I didn't know, I'd have bought a couple thousand, whatever at that at 0.011. You know, and then something at $1. Shit, we'd have been killing.
My dad always told me the 3 best traders on Wall Street: shoulda, coulda, and woulda.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
That's
right.
nice.
But I'm saying, like, I don't understand this shit. So, you know, I don't want to get off topic. You know, back to the NFTs. I'm still trying to, like, for the normal person, and I'm an old head, right? You know, I'm a 40 plus up in here. I still don't fully get it. Like, what is in it for me to invest in an NFT?
Money.
Yeah, it all really depends on it all really depends on where you buy and where you sell. It's the same. Right. Don't take this the wrong way, Zach. I know you've been telling us differently, but it's the same way as stock works. If you buy low and you sell high, you made out like a bandit. If you buy high and the shit nobody else buys it from you, you're SOL for real. We're keeping it a buck. So
if I buy into one
yes, sir.
Apes,
you're right.
If I buy into one of these apes, like how do
the
I
apes are going to sell. The apes are going to sell because the apes have people behind it. Like Snoop Dogg and his son have like a house of apes and shit. Like it's nuts how apes are going.
If you think Snoop Dogg and Justin Bieber and Post Malone are buying these 100 Ethereum apes to like be cool in the community, that's wrong.
Right? Yeah, no, not at all.
That's all they're in it for. That's it.
Money.
There's no community about it. They just want to make money. They want to sell it for 200 Ethereum.
You see what Jay-Z did? Jay-Z's profile picture is a crypto pump.
So
Same
once
thing.
I buy it though, but once I buy it, how do I make like okay, I buy it.
Yeah.
So what, you know, just basic, because maybe I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only one on here like this. I buy it, then what? Then what do I do?
You list it for sale on OpenSea for higher than what you pay.
Yeah, it's just like
then somebody buys it the same way.
Okay.
So say you buy a baseball card. So say there's 10 of a PSA 10 baseball card. So say there's 10, and the bottom price for that card is $3,500. So say you buy that $3,500 card. So what about the 9th card in place? What is that at? $5,000? So automatically you could set the card for $4,900 and still make $1,200 off it. You know, it's all just a flip.
Okay, I got it.
This conversation has taught me that some of y'all would be amazing scammers and probably already are.
Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely.
Look.
Really, if you just pay attention to how the stock market works, it really all could technically be a scam, and that's why people get mad at our government because they pump and dump. I agree. They pump and dump stocks all the time. Like especially when COVID first started. You know how many insider trading situations happened from that shit?
Right.
It was nuts, bro. And the fact that they can do it is bullshit. Just to clarify.
So here's the thing to bring back, you know, Carl, while you have this here, while we talked about this, how do we bring that back to us? Like, shit, let's make some money. Everyone else is making money off of it. Why not, you know?
Yeah, like this.
How do we do it? Like,
this is what I say. You know, so this is the argument that I have. The same argument that I had about the Louis Vuitton Virgil Abloh Air Force One. Right. I'm not going to speak for everybody in this room. I know Shake was in here earlier. He may not be here now, but since him, I don't know any of us that are rich enough to put the kind of bread that these sneakers are going to command individually on this shoe. I'm not gonna count nobody's pockets. Some of y'all might be rich as fuck. I am not.
Nigga, I ain't got it. I'm broke. Fuck.
So I don't.
Nah, we struggling.
So
I got that shit.
But
I got Robin's body. You ain't got it.
Nate got it. Nate will have it.
Listen, that shoe's selling at $70,000 right now. If you're going to buy an Air Force One for $70,000, my nigga, we need to have a conversation about your life choices.
You know what though?
I'll flip that bitch.
You know what though? And all for real, Virgil's sitting back right now laughing at that shit because he did this shit on purpose. I think he purposely, and I don't mean
you think he purposely died. The hell you talking about, my man?
No ill will. Let me stay there. All respect to Virgil. You know, one love. I think he knew his time was coming, but I think he timed this shit with Louis Vuitton, and he did this shit as a joke and to be sarcastic on purpose.
Explain.
Like if you think about it, what's one of the most, recognizable streetwear foot brands in the last 20 years? Air Force One, Nike Air Force One, right? You look at their number one sales forever. It's the Air Force One.
It's the Monarch. I'm sorry, it's not even the Monarch.
The Monarch is up there.
From a streetwear perspective, though, what's one of the most recognizable shoes? Basic out there. It's the Air Force.
That's fine. Let's just take your
Air Force One.
Air Force
We got to stop this.
We
got to stop this, man. Get the coffer, man. This is the end right now, man.
Chris, finish what you were saying.
Chris, go ahead. Let him finish.
And I'll get off this topic because I know we're talking about NFTs and crypto. I'm just saying, I think he was like, let me go ahead and put this Air Force One in the Louis Vuitton store and let these rich ass white people buy it. I think he thinks that shit's funny, that's him. If you do the research on Virgil, he does a lot of shit just like Kanye. Kanye is going to put some shit out there just to see if it works.
I think we overestimate these niggas and they're stocking it to the rich people, like because they are the rich people. They wanted to be at Louis Vuitton. Kanye was mad at Virgil for getting Louis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's laughing at it. I actually think that, and I'm gonna be super quick about this because I've been waiting to say this, but I think that Virgil knew that he was sick. He knew that his time was limited, and so he did as much as he could with as much as he had before he was gone. That's why we got the 50 dunks that everybody thought was lazy, and I kept saying, like, it takes a lot to design 50 things with just a one-off. And the same with these Air Force Ones. Louis Vuitton, not for us. Like, when he got signed at Louis, he knew that it wasn't for us. So I don't think he's laughing about that at all because it was never meant by the regular person.
Laughing was a bad word, but I think it was more to be.
It was groundbreaking if we're keeping it like a stat. I mean, Nike and Louis doing a deal together is groundbreaking. From a black man at that is groundbreaking.
I think he knew that though, and he accepted that, and he was like, "It's my going out joke. This is my last thing I'm gonna do with Louis Vuitton. It's gonna be the Air Force. So an Air Force One is gonna be in the Louis Vuitton store. Like that's think about that from a cultural perspective. The impact that has. The more I read up on him and understand how he works. Like, I could see him doing something like that. But we're getting off topic, and I apologize. I threw that in there. Carl, you can bring it back in, take it back to the NFTs and the crypto.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So the point that I wanted to kind of bring that back around to kind of put a bow on that was your original question was, how do we get in the game? And my point was, this whole ethos of community and what community is supposed to be out here. The problem is, in the age of resale, everybody's so fucking greedy that everybody is taking grapes when everybody could own a piece of the watermelon, right? But they don't want to do that. So what we easily could have did, like, no, I don't have 70 bands, but can I put 5 up? Yeah, maybe I could pull that out, maybe a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But so, and if I linked up, say for instance, we're like, okay, we're gonna buy the Air Force One and we're gonna sell it, So if 10 people link up and they all put 5 in, right? You got 50 grand. Now your 5 just turned into 50, right? And if you sell the shoe for 100, everybody cashes out, right? But the problem is that you don't really see that collective, that collective nature in the industry right now.
And I guess that was another point is how do we bring it back to that? Like with the NFTs, with the crypto, like we saw what happened that night with crypto. Like that couldn't have been that difficult. Like people made like there's some people out there that make like millions of dollars off that shit, off Grimace, off some bullshit ass Grimace coin.
Right.
And like a couple out, like, how do we bring that back to us? Like, how do we take advantage of that, get in front of it, and actually lead that shit?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. Listen, Pete gang. If the NAACP collectively came around,
Ari, what you?
I'm eating salad. Why you gotta blast me like that, sis? Like, for real?
Because we heard it. See you on camera.
This is
hard as hell, bro.
You know what y'all talking? You know what? So
She said picked it and then started chewing. Like what?
I had some lettuce. I had a little bit of lettuce. You know. Anyway, getting back to the answer. So
stop chewing so hard.
You say like. Anyway, get back to the answer.
You're really eating hard as hell, buddy.
What is happening tonight?
Get your ass back on.
I'm talking about was chewing fast as fuck earlier.
Eating like a damn rat. Eating like a bunny.
Camera off, we can't see shit. Damn.
You know what? Y'all not gonna do this to me tonight.
Yo, Cardi, these sound like vegan shots, bro. Come on.
They are. These are vegan shots because I'm on my health. I'm on my healthy tonight, and they don't like that.
They hate greatness, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with you being healthy, nigga. You chewing like you haven't eaten in weeks. You all right? You good over there?
Oh, yep. Y'all leave Cardi alone. He's eating like a bunny, and it's okay.
First of all, last compliment I'm giving Jordan. That's number one. Last compliment I'm giving Nate. Number two, and Jaleesa. Jaleesa, you about to be blocked tonight, just so y'all know. So there's that.
Do it. We dare you.
You're not gonna do it.
Hey, can we get back to this? Can we get back to this StockX NFT thing?
Yes, please, please.
I'm completely in. I am fully in on this NFT, this crypto game.
Yes.
But this StockX NFT, it just doesn't add up, and it just never made sense to me. Never.
I could see if it was a lot cheaper than what it's at. Like if a shoe was worth, I don't know, $1,000 shoe was at maybe $2,000 and they did an NFT for it, then it would be more feasible than a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000.
Exactly. Why am I paying $1,000 for a digital image that StockX creates? Nothing. There's nothing. So like you buy an NFT online. There's unique traits. You have a unique set of eyes. You have a unique set of there's nothing unique about this. They just have a picture of the bread one with a little glossy.
Like who would I sell that to?
Yeah, like what? I don't understand.
Somebody dumb enough to buy it from you.
Somebody on StockX.
Yeah. I bought one of those up. Let's say I bought the Chunky Dunky NFT. What do I do with it? Who do I sell it to?
You list it for
exactly.
Who cares?
And the whole thing is they don't want it to go to another marketplace. They want it to be all under their nose. So they're getting like Cardi said, they're getting the royalties, they're getting the fees, they're getting everything, man.
Yeah, you list it though the same way you would list a sneaker, and then somebody on StockX will buy it from you. But again, and I don't know who's gonna take this the wrong way, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you're a dumbass to buy an NFT for $10K, that's an Air Force One, you're out of your mind. So you just gotta be careful what you're doing.
That's not you, bro.
Yeah.
And by the way, those StockX NFTs are already crashing. By the way,
right?
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's like the patent breads are like $500. They started off at like $1,000 or something.
Exactly.
Like, okay, so real quick, take it back simple. If I'm a consumer, I buy it on StockX, whoop-de-whoop. I list it back. I basically like listing it like a list of shoe on StockX. I'm listing that NFT back on there.
You list
a different price?
Yeah, you list it just the same way that you list a sneaker. You just list it for a higher price. That's it.
Well, who in the hell? Okay.
But the thing is, when you sell on StockX, you're selling a sneaker. Like we take a bid on StockX, and we're selling. When we take a bid for NFT, we're selling what StockX already has physically. They're taking what they already have physically, and we're selling it through them on their marketplace. Makes no sense.
Only them, right?
No shipping fees.
So no shipping. We're good. No shipping.
So when up to StockX members, right? On StockX. On the app, basically, right? No one else can buy it. I can't buy it.
You don't have to be a StockX member to buy anything on StockX.
I mean, you do have to have an account.
You have to have an account.
Oh yeah. But you don't have to pay anything or nothing. I mean, it's free.
It's not even on open market. It's just
it's a perk. You pay for a $10,000 sneaker, you could just waive shipping costs and shit. It's
yeah, like it'd be different if I could take that NFT that I bought off of StockX and go sell it on eBay, but I can't. I can't take that StockX.
I can't take it anywhere.
There's no. It's just I gotta sell it on the same market that I bought it from.
Wait, didn't he say? Didn't the guy who had the Charizard card developers, Abby, say that you're going to be able to take it to another platform soon, but then he couldn't talk about it?
He said eventually.
Yeah, he said eventually because right now they want to trade it with cash because.
All right, cool. Then eventually I'll buy one.
Yeah, he said that not everyone has crypto, so he wanted to make it available to everyone with cash.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I wanted to be respectful to them, so I didn't want to really kind of grill them when they was on with sample size. But he was saying, the first guy was saying that it's just another way to trade, and I was just like, "What do you mean another way to trade?" They was like, "Well, I mean, you know, if you have this NFT, let's say if you know I hate to keep using the chunky donkey, but if the chunky donkey, if it continues to increase the price, then you already have something that can either match the price, or if it crashes and burns, you can just go ahead and sell it and get your shoe." But I'm like, that's not advantageous to anyone,
right?
Except for StockX, because you're the only.
Excuse my language. Fuck StockX. You don't gotta show any respect for those guys.
Well, yeah, I wanted to show respect to Kari.
They were cool.
I didn't want to make it uncomfortable. Yeah, I didn't want to make them uncomfortable by asking them questions, but I could tell, like, you know how you get the vibe where someone's like, you know, why is he asking me these questions type shit. So I was like,
yeah, and I want to make it actually kind of clear too that just so y'all know, because we're not recording in here. The day after that space, I actually was requested to take down that space. And that's why you can't find it anywhere from StockX. And like the manager of HR from StockX followed me on Twitter. And like I talked to the guys behind the scenes, and they're like, yes, so PR and legal got involved with that shit from last night. So it was the whole thing. So they're okay. Like they still got their jobs and all that shit. But like that's why they were trying to be really careful about what they were saying, because like the audio leaked back to StockX and it rippled throughout the company. Just so y'all know.
Well, there
was a couple things. The reason why that it rippled because of your fans that was like putting them on blast.
The second guy,
the authenticator was putting them on blast.
It all comes back.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that only has something to do with it. Like I was like, oh, you tripping.
The second guy was keeping it real. That's all I remember that.
He kept it a buck. I'll tell you, like he kept it a buck, and he's the guy I think that they just brought in to build this thing out. But again, right? Being able to pay with Ethereum on your StockX means like if you pay with Ethereum, it's going on the blockchain, right? And that's why it's not available yet on StockX, because they need a way for it to not go on the blockchain. They don't know how to do that yet. So you're just buying it in cash.
It's going on what they worked on the back end. So they're making.
If you're buying on StockX, it's only recorded on StockX. There's no public information of the purchase. If you're buying on,
you can only sell it on there. Right.
So say Kari bought a Bored Ape, I can check Kari's wallet address and make sure that it has a Bored Ape. If Kari bought a StockX NFT, I couldn't check that Kari bought that NFT and owns it. There's no backing to that.
Hello, StockX coin. Right?
Don't do that. That shit's going to come out and people are going to be wearing them shits on their shoes.
Make your own crypto, make your own coin, right? And then you can put it on your own chain.
Go, I dare you make a StockX coin. I bet you HR going to follow that ass again. Go ahead, do it again.
First of all, somebody would show up at my door tomorrow.
Bro, y'all are selling way too many good ideas to this space, bro. Y'all need to keep these things.
We're not recording this time.
Hey, look, I'm telling y'all, spin it back to Brandon. Brandon's got a way for us all to make money off it. I'm telling you.
All right, who do we have on the hands next?
Johnny,
what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's up, Johnny? What up?
We can hear you back on in. That boy rising out the dead, boy. Out there, fresh still, boy.
Jesus rose in 3 days. It only took Johnny a week. We see you, nigga. It's popping. What's up?
Stay fresh. Never gotta get fresh, you know.
All right.
No, but just going back to the Odell thing that y'all was talking about earlier, it wasn't all Bitcoin. That wasn't the reason why it dropped to 30,000. The reason why his salary dropped to 30,000 is because of the tax. So the federal tax and the state tax was like 50.4%. So he got taxed on his income at 50.4%. And then with the crash of Bitcoin on top of everything else, all the other fees that come out of his, out of his contract, or agent fee or whatever. That's why it ended up being $30K.
I knew there was a reason.
That's what I said.
Thank you.
I'm a speaking nigga. He lost money. He made an investment and lost money.
He did.
Yeah, pretty much. He lost money.
He didn't sell yet, though. He didn't lose because he didn't sell yet.
He didn't sell it yet. Yeah.
Okay, so if I look at my wallet, however you look at it, and I had $100 on Monday, and now I have $40, I lost money, and I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So
you only lost money if you withdraw it. You only lost money if you withdrew it, because if it shoots back up,
Kari's got a point.
You got a point, but I don't trust the market, so I withdrew. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, if you didn't,
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, if you didn't trust the market, you should have never got in the market, though.
Listen. All I did was put a hashtag, and Odell sent me $100, so I'm straight. That's all I'm saying.
I like that.
There's that. Johnny, you're right. That is what happened, though. You're right. It was after all the bells and whistles plus the crash of Bitcoin that knocked him down.
Right, but yeah, I mean, he lost money theoretically, but at the end of the day, he really got money for even taking that contract in Bitcoin. So he got paid like Crypto.com to take his contract in Bitcoin. So he was covered either way, but I mean, it's pennies to the people that got it, you know what I'm saying? But he's good. Don't cry for Odell. But my second point was on the NFTs for StockX. I wouldn't really call those NFTs. Like, I'm struggling with calling those NFTs because it's like the exact opposite of the definition of an NFT. Because NFT is non-fungible, and with the StockX one, you're actually getting something fungible, or the right to something fungible. So that's the only thing that makes me think it's a Ponzi scheme, because the people who buy at the beginning, like you said, the patent bread NFT was like 300 in the beginning, and then it jumped all the way up to like 5,000 to 10,000, something like that. So the people who bought the 300 and sold at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, those people made out like fat cats. But now these people on the back end who are stuck with them and they're plummeting now, those are the people that's, you know what I'm saying, really getting hurt. So that's why it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, because when you first put your money in, those people usually make out, because you got to keep up the facade. But those people at the end, when it all crumbles, those are the people that get left holding the bag. So I think the difference in the StockX thing and like I guess I would say a regular NFT or something like a Bored Ape or something like that, is that it is something that is unique and can't be replicated, even though it's, only something is different, like the eyes are different or whatever is different. It's something that's completely different. Like all those chunky donkeys, however many thousand carats they've made, you could get another one. Like I could go somewhere else and buy another shoe. I can't go nowhere else and get that exact same Bored Ape. You know what I'm saying?
They're numbered. That's what makes it non-fungible, because they're numbered. There's only one of each, because there's only one number.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's what makes it non-fungible. Now, when you cash it in and you relinquish your rights to that non-fungible token, then yeah, you get the shoe, and the shoe is probably going to be the same as anyone. But that's the whole point of an NFT, right? An NFT, right? NFT is nothing more than a line of code with a signifier in it. That's it, right? So and it's a line of code with a signifier that cannot be duplicated. So if it's 0001, 0002, 0003, those are all non-fungible. They're one of a kind.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that, like you said, you could cash it in and you would get that, that chunky donkey that's one of 50,000 or however many pairs they made. You can, if you sell that Bored Ape NFT, it's still that one Bored Ape NFT. Like, it's not one of
I agree.
50,000.
I think it'd be a whole different game if the chunky dunks were numbered, and then you got the actual number of the chunky dunk that you bid on that NFT. I think that would be a whole different game. But I think you're completely correct. It completely diminish it. Maybe not non-fungible tangent, because there's also NFTs like our guy said here earlier. There's also NFTs that give you stuff like the royalties to the Nas song every time it's played. You get, so it's not really like non-fungible. Kind of seems like a placeholder, but the fact that you can get another one that's not that same number and pay less, I think that's what makes it different.
Exactly. They're unique. You can't buy two number 2 chunky dunky NFTs on StockX. You can only buy one. Right.
Yeah. So, but the last point I wanted to make was with the when you in the like a part of the song, like you guys were talking about earlier, the part of the royalties, Nas was selling like 50% of the royalties of 2 songs, and he sold them as NFT, and he made like $200,000. Now with that, I look at that a little bit differently than just having like some physical item, even though it technically is, you have a right to something, I guess, semi-physical, or at least that is tangible. It's a little bit different because it almost is like it has an unlimited earning potential because it's based on the streams, basically. So you're getting money based on the number of streams. So the more they stream, the more money you're going to make, period. Like, it's not going to really be like that with the chunky dunky. I guess maybe later on down the line it will be once pairs start disappearing or getting worn out. But it's still going to be like 60,000 pairs of chunky dunkies. Like, it's not going to be 60,000 of those 2 Nas songs. It's just going to be those 2 Nas songs with unlimited earning potential. You know what I'm saying?
I want to make sure that we understand this as well, right? So, like, y'all know it's not a cheap buy. Well, I mean, I guess theoretically it's a cheap buy-in depending on the song, depending on who you are. But like the tier for the song Rare, I'm looking at this right now. You can get a maximum of 1.57% of the royalty, but it costs you $10,000 to get that. So how long would it take? I'm not going to do the math tonight. That's a lot of fucking streams just to make your 10 bands back. And then to make more.
This is Nas. We not talk about Hov. People don't stream this shit like that. So
can you relax?
I'm just saying, right
now,
like,
Jordan.
To make your 10 back, that's a lot of streams. And Ultra Black, which apparently was not a successful song, they're offering you almost double the royalties for half the price, 2.1% for $5,000, which tells me that song wasn't streamed much. And this is a way to pick up, sales that might be struggling a bit and make your money on the front end.
Kari, are these on the secondary market, or are these just straight from Nas?
No, sir. These are straight from Nas.
Oh, so they're still in stock at this rate?
No, I think they're gone now.
Nah, they're gone,
this is
bro.
what, January 12th? Yeah, they're gone now. So, I mean, $10,000. Like, are any of y'all gonna buy that for 1.5%?
I'm not buying a Nas song for $90.
Hell no, Nas doesn't even bring in $10,000 a year, bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I'm not buying the Nas song for 99 cents off iTunes, let alone an NFT for $10K. So
there it is.
Y'all slander is crazy, man.
I mean,
but he has people that will go.
He does.
So whoever is buying an NFT for Nas for $10,000 should buy a property, and then never mind. That's a different conversation. Watch where you're spending your money.
Hey, Jordan, real estate is hot in the metaverse right now. Another conversation for another day. But NFTs, people are making NFTs on land in the metaverse right now and selling that shit as NFTs. That's another conversation,
bro.
Crypto Conference LLC coming.
You might as well do it, bro. People gonna die up there. You can make some money.
Coming. I'm making the first metaverse funeral hall. Anybody stood at a deal, that's my intellectual property rights. I'm suing. You feel me?
Yo, okay, let's get to hands. Who do we have next? I saw we got
it's Steez, then it's Jay, then it's John.
Okay, Steez, what's up?
So there's a few things. So going back to the StockX NFTs, so correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but I do believe someone said in one of the spaces before, if you buy an NFT like a Bored Ape, you could use that and like sell it as merch. Is that correct? don't think he heard me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you do own intellectual property rights with this specific collection.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure before I expanded on that. So there's two things with that.
Was that it? Was that the whole question?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That was just the first part of the question. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to say that is for the Bored Ape, and then also I'm not sure if it was Bored Ape or another one, but I do know that one of the major popular ones.
Did we lose? You got to say that again. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. So what I was going to say is I'm not sure if it was Bored Ape or another one, but they made like an app where if you had if you bought one of the NFTs, you could actually play in the app with the NFT that you bought. So like it gave an extra incentive for you to hold the actual NFT. And then of course with the merch and everything, you could, you hold the intellectual property. So going back with the StockX, you obviously don't hold the intellectual property with the StockX NFT. So I feel like they are using it. If you cash out with the shoe, it's more so like, well,
my bad, hit the wrong button.
Come on,
my bad. That was all. Go ahead.
Hold on. All right, can you hear me now again?
Yeah, you good. Yeah.
All right, I don't know. Where did I leave off at?
Hey, I heard you, Steve. I think you're talking about the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, and I'm pretty sure they have like an app, and it's called a P2E, and that's like a play to earn. Mm-hmm. So if you level up your ape or whatever NFT, you put your physical NFT in the game, and then you rank it up. And if you level that ape up, then you can like get physical merch for free. And then I'm pretty sure that merch sells on StockX for like $200 a t-shirt or some bullshit.
Play to earn that bullshit too, because you can either buy your way up, or you got to grind so much to level shit up. It's like not even worth it by the time you earn the fucking hoodie. Like play to earn is like all those other iPhone games like Candy Crush where you gotta buy the power-ups.
Yeah. Hey, Car, I think Proud Mooley's in here. Proud Mooley, you in here? I think you should give him some speaking rights. He's got a lot of knowledge on this kind of thing.
Come on up.
Hey, Car, you need to get ancient. You need to get ancient, Car.
Hey man, listen, don't worry about what I'm doing over here, Nate.
I'm trying to tell y'all he eating a burger. He don't want nobody to know he still eating pork chops.
He's hiding and eating it.
That nigga hungry.
He got a pork chop right now.
Food like it's the Last Supper. Dang.
You know what? I don't talk about what y'all do on this stream.
Nah, real question. Behind you, is that an off-white box in the corner?
What?
Is that an off-white box in the corner?
Oh. Yeah.
You're rich as hell, bro. You are rich as hell. Oh my
The
God.
fact that he said,
back to the conversation,
he
please.
said, wait, hold on. No, wait, hold on. Before we get back to the conversation, because we're waiting on the guy to come up. He said, oh, them? Oh, yeah, I forgot about them. That ain't nothing.
Exactly. Like they're just sitting there collecting dust. Nigga, ship them shits to me so I can sell them. What's wrong with you?
Y'all are childish. I'm sorry. So did he request the mic yet? No, he hasn't requested the mic. So whoever was speaking, please.
No, I didn't even see him either.
Nah, it's all good. I'm probably gonna get out of here too. Just gonna let y'all know. Thanks for having me.
Zach, you sure, man?
Great talk.
Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, who do we have? So I know we got Jay, right?
Yep, it's Jay's
and then we
turn.
got John.
Yeah.
Jay and John.
Jay, what's up?
What's going on? I actually had a couple of questions. I don't want to take up too much time. I came in a little late, but I wanted to talk about, does anyone care or think it's worth NFTs being created, not necessarily for profit, but for actually being for use in whatever metaverse, everyone's going to eventually gravitate towards? Because I think that's ultimately where the NFT is supposed to go. They're just being looked at as a cash grab at this particular moment.
Yes, I do think that there is function for NFT, but I don't think that the function of the way that NFTs would work inside of the metaverse would be anywhere near as profitable as the gold rush that's going on with the NFTs right now. I think, yes, I do think that there's going to be real, as this thing progresses and grows and matures, I think what's going to happen is that the cash grab portion of this might cooldown? Might. And again, all this goes back to crypto, right? So at the end of the day, this all depends on if crypto rebounds high enough, for it to be worth all that. But yeah, the short answer is that, yeah, I do think that there's going to be some real function for it in the metaverse.
Okay, so for me too, so like I'm asking because I actually have 12 NFTs I've minted. I've not listed them for sale yet. I'm still trying to get a portfolio. But then there's things like with the intellectual properties. Does Nike care if a creator uses a swoosh in an NFT? Does intellectual property translate into digital asset?
I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say that Artifact was very lucky because they either could have gotten very sued or very rich. And because it was the right deal at the right time, Artifact got very, very, very rich. But if I were you, I would not use, especially now that Nike is officially invested in the metaverse and currently building out. Like, Nike already has Nike Land inside of Roblox. Like, Nike is theoretically already in the metaverse right now, right? And they're using Nike insignia. So the only thing that's bullshit I think about the metaverse that people keep preaching is the fact that people keep saying, like, you can buy a thing and then use it in other games. Like, somebody says some dumb shit like, you could buy a Nike shoe or something and then use it in, like, if Adidas made a video game, you could use a Nike shoe. No, you couldn't. Like, that's stupid. But I wouldn't do that because Nike is on a suing spree right now. And I definitely think that with all the trademarks that they filed as far as downloadable digital goods bearing their marks, I wouldn't even test it. I wouldn't even do it.
Okay, cool. And lastly, has anyone that has either looked into or actually bought a StockX NFT? So what I understand is the NFT is backed by a physical shoe. That sounds like the damn commercial or whatever. A physical shoe locked in their super secure vault, right? So when you buy that shoe, are you buying a shoe, let's say in my size, or is it just a shoe that they take in place or in lieu of, the NFT? Like our US dollar is supposed to be backed by gold, right? So they back the NFT by the physical shoe. But if I want to catch a NFT for a shoe, is it my size or is it a random size?
From what he said,
how does that work?
From what they said last week, and again, I don't want to misquote anybody, it was whatever size they had posted. You do have a physical shoe in a vault. However, it is whatever size that was available. So just like if you went on a drop day and you couldn't get your size and you copped another size just to make you feel better, that's kind of what they had in there, according to what they said last week or 2 weeks ago.
And generally, it's a men's size 10.
10. I thought he said size 10.
Yeah, and the size is listed on the NFT. But if you go to StockX right now and look at all those NFTs, chances are all of those NFTs are going to say a men's size 10.
Interesting. All right. Well,
don't buy a shoe if you're in a size 10, my boy.
You would think that they would use a size 9 and make it the simple size.
Can I interrupt?
I see what you did there.
This question kind of goes into my question.
What's up, Freddie?
All right, so my question is the exact same thing that you had. Kind of like, I'm with the crypto. I can understand that the NFT until tonight, and homie said the Nas residual kind of royalty thing. I thought it was all bullshit, just a cash grab. But I'm definitely thinking the StockX one's like a bullshit cash grab for sure, because like he was saying, it's intellectual property. Technically selling Nike's image for a shoe that they don't own. Like they own the shoe, but not maybe the image. So what's stopping him from making a Nike shoe and selling it as an NFT if StockX can? You know what I mean? Like, because if Nike's making their own metaverse sneakers and hoodies and everything like that, but StockX can just take a picture of one of their shoes and then sell it for $20,000, what's stopping him from doing it?
Conspiracy theorist Kari says that Nike is a part of it. That Nike's in on it somewhere on the back end.
Yep.
That's what conspiracy theory says. So I liken it to what Goat is doing with 1661 Inc. Right? Like 1661 Inc. is Foot Locker and Goat together. It's a shell company that distributes sneakers that you can purchase via Foot Locker distribution channels. And it's a company that literally Foot Locker owns with Goat. I wouldn't be surprised because, again, this is StockX. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So, like, I'm sure that they did their homework or set up some kind of arrangement somewhere with somebody that allowed them utility to be able to do this and allowed them the IP rights to be able to do this. We don't know what those are because those might be conversations that are in dark corridors. But just because we see, like, StockX is not a small company, right? Like, they're big as shit. They're probably about to go IPO by the end of 2022. Like, they know what they're doing, you know? And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some paperwork in place that protects them.
It just sounds kind of weird, bro, because I'm enough and been a sneakerhead long enough to know that there were people that were buying Nike shoes and then taking them home with their own money and then painting them with their own paint and then reselling them, and they were getting cease and desist letters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I can't really square the two of those things. Like, bro, I can buy my actual shoe with actual currency, take it home. It's mine. I can do whatever I want. I can get sued for that. But a company that, quote unquote, has no affiliation with your company can sell an image of your product and it's A-okay. And that's where I'm a little like, something don't sit well with this situation.
If I may, I kind of tend to agree with Corey because, like I said, when I mint something, I'm on OpenSea. OpenSea gives you the ability to, or probably most places give you the ability to attach royalties from the sales of NFTs for perpetuity.
Yeah, and this ain't on OpenSea. It's on a private server.
Right.
The server goes down,
that's the point. So if Nike, like you said, on the dark corridor, create these NFTs, sold the NFTs to StockX. StockX will get the secondary sale market like they do the actual shoe, and Nike will get royalty from the NFT in perpetuity, unbeknownst to the rest of the world. So I mean, there's some credence to the the clandestine sales of the NFT from Nike to StockX and to the end user ultimately.
And they still reserve the right to build that out. What they're building out on the blockchain with Artifact and everything else, right? Which makes a lot of sense now why the StockX NFTs are not on a blockchain anywhere. Because that was a major conflict of interest if StockX NFTs were being bought and sold at the same place that Nike Inc. NFTs were being sold.
I mean, imagine Nike getting 5% royalties from every time an NFT is sold, no questions asked.
Huge money. And that's why they are $1 billion bag. Because there's a lot of return on the back end of that.
So they get 5% of that $5,000 NFT. When it drops down to 300, they get 5% of that 300 too. So on and so forth.
Yep. Everything.
Perpetuity. Thanks, guys.
No, this is good shit, Jay. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Who do we have, John?
Yo, what's going on, Corey? What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
First off, the question, Ponzi scheme or ticket to wealth, I think the answer is both. And I think that everyone should always proceed with caution, even if you are making money in these things, just to kind of be aware. One of the things I want to just kind of, an interesting kind of like mind-blowing leap in my mind was I started getting involved with this project called Rumble Kongs. It's has some support from Steph Curry and also Paul George, some other folks that are NBA players, whatever. They also minted out these different shoes. They have different rarity. And this was the first time I was like seeing digital shoes. Like there is nothing physical. It's not a representation. It's not like corresponds with a physical shoe. It's just a picture of a shoe.
Hey, babe, come here.
But that you can in the future you're going to be able to play the game with the attire, so you're going to be able to wear these shoes. But they started going on sale. I sold one for a couple grand at a certain point. I still have one, and I have a pair of red ones that I'm actually put up for somewhere like 20 or 30 grand as a joke that they're like comparable to what the Red Octobers are essentially. But I think that like just that whole idea, if sneakerheads can start to wrap their head around the idea that there will be a huge marketplace for not even physical shoes, just digital shoes. And also Steph Curry started to drop his own line that is going to be played in this game as well. And you'll see like right when these things, there's always this massive spike where people are doing this like 24-hour, 48-hour, 72-hour flip. And then the price will just continue to crash until it stops crashing, and then sometimes it'll go vertical. That doesn't always happen, but I think that there's like people who are going to do the flipper game, just like with StockX, and just like all these sneaker drops, And then there's also things that I think will be valuable long term. And so those are the kind of the two strategies to pay attention to if you want to take a look to the actual just digital shoes, which still feels weird and it's a strange thing. But obviously people collect a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah, no, and so I'm glad that you brought up RumbleCons. So RumbleCons, I've been checking them out as well. So for those of you who don't know, about, like, to John's point, right? It's a game. It's a game where you play apes 3-on-3 basketball. It's like a game, but you have to buy a Kong to be able to play the game. The floor price, which, just so y'all know, like, we're talking buzzwords in here, so just so y'all know what these mean, the floor price of something is the lowest price out of the entire collection of that thing. The floor price, the lowest price that you can buy one of these RumbleCons for right now is 2.3 Ethereum. That, at the moment, is $5,929.27. So that's the buy-in to buy the ability to even get in the game on this thing. And I know that price went up when Steph Curry co-signed it, because I think Steph Curry is a part owner, right, John?
Yeah, I think I think Paul George has more of a actual official deal with them, but it's one of the only NFTs other than Bored Ape Yacht Club that Steph Curry has actually purchased. And then you are right that there's some kind of partnership associated with shoes. When he broke the record for most threes, he dropped a couple of NFTs, and one of them is a shoe that's also a part of RumbleCons.
Got you. I wonder what the price was on that. Do you know?
I was paying attention to them. I bookmark a lot of these pages just to kind of watch. Obviously, I think the price has fallen since they first dropped in January. But like I said, I think that there will always be these short-term bumps and then long-term. Also, something to talk about. It's become cliche that people say we're early, but this game has not been released yet. It's pretty crazy. And who knows, when the game releases, maybe people are just trash and the whole price and everything collapses. This is still very much a startup. But for me also, this is the first time I've ever been able to invest in a business that is maybe owned by Steph Curry. So in some ways it feels like, it's like being an early investor in some of these ventures that celebrities and these people have had access to. So even though $5,000 is a lot of money for a lot of people, that's still pretty inexpensive in terms of owning a piece of business in the metaverse.
For sure. No, I mean, I totally get it, and so, and that's the hard thing, right? Getting in on the ground floor of this thing, that I think is the hardest part, right? Because now it's going to cost you $6,000 just to get in the game. You're paying $6,000 for something that you don't even know how it's going to perform at the end of the day. So for now, the money is still in the buying, selling, and trading of these RumbleCons. That's where the bread's at. And then, for some people that may be advantageous enough to be like, I'm going to hold on to my RumbleCon until the game drops and I'm going to see it. You might cash out big, you might lose some bread. You never know, But it is interesting. And I do agree with you, right? It is cool to be able to say, hey, this is Steph Curry's joint, and I own a piece of this. And this is a piece of a historical thing that's going on. So congrats.
The other thing, just someone was bringing up intellectual property rights, definitely think we're going to start to see cartoons, comic books, all types of things with these characters. Maybe not RumbleCons, but just in general NFTs. And so, just to kind of think about that, fast forward, what is intellectual property? So basically, you could, in theory, license out a shoe deal for this character. It's just such weird kind of concepts that I think that when I first heard about people selling rocks and monkeys pictures and stuff like that, I was like, this is so stupid. But I kind of had to check myself, okay, boomer, now I'm the person who is feeling turn down that rock and roll, okay, I need to kind of check myself and have an open mind towards it. And also that's why I always tell people to proceed with caution as well. Definitely you can lose money on a lot of this different stuff, just like you could buy a pair of shoes and it becomes illiquid. So I also think that sneakerheads have a certain set of skills that are really help them tap into NFT flipping and making investments in things that are really art.
You hit the nail right on the head, right? And I want to make sure we get to the hands as well. But I think that's the cool thing. Well, cool might even be a loose term. But I think that's the interesting thing, right? This especially with the StockX NFTs and with this whole NFT burst, like a lot of resellers, especially in sneakers, they've already been wetting their palate just buying and selling anyway. They're learning markets, they're learning how to track markets, learning how to buy, when to sell, all that other type of stuff, right? So it's like they've already been kind of prepping for this NFT craze at this point. It's just now just trying to get in, you know, at the ground floor so that you don't get finessed out of your money. Like, that's the hard part. But John, man, appreciate you for that. So
likewise, appreciate y'all.
Thank you, man, for real. So we got Paxton and we got G Lee. Who we got first? Paxton?
Paxton,
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Kari? I just want to say that's crazy that StockX asked you to take down the recording of your space, man. That's wild stuff. You're breaking boundaries every day. It's crazy. You're doing good stuff.
I'm pissing off one company a week, man. That's my goal. So
amazing. No, I just kind of want to talk about kind of, you know, like the general topic is cryptocurrency, NFTs, Ponzi scheme, or ticket to wealth, right? And kind of where I made a huge mistake in the NFT world, right? So last year, around this time, I get into the Artifact Studios Discord, talking with these guys. We're doing sneakers, you know, we're doing challenges. It's a lot of fun. And then they're like, Paxton, you should cop one of these sneaker NFTs. And we're all kind of discussing it. And I was like, man, like at the time, I think it was like before the Ferocious drop. You know, some of these sneaker NFTs were like, yeah, like $3,000 $3,000 US around there, let's say. And I was like, man, like especially for conversion into Canadian dollars, like that was so much money for a person with normal. But I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to buy one. I understand it, like video game sneakers. I'm into games. I love sneakers. I totally saw the vision, but I just was, you know, like I was skeptical, honestly. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be you guys. Like, this is a cool thing we're doing, but like, you know, is it? And then at the end of the year, they got bought by Nike. And now I'm looking back and I'm like, fuck, that was like the stupidest thing. I should have bought one. The clones are an insane price, right? So it's kind of like that guy said at the beginning, right? It's like you're literally getting in on the bottom. You're getting opportunities to invest in companies that, you know, could profit or might not. They might bust, right? You really don't know. But, you know, you just got to try to not to have regrets, I guess. I kind of do a little bit, but at the same time, you know, it's like this whole market's just so wild, right?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a crazy world right now. There's a lot of money being made in it, but you know, again, to your point, right? The title of the room tonight, you know, like it's a real thing. And honestly, the crazy part about it is that I think that we actually kind of validated the fact that part of it is kind of a Ponzi scheme. Like, we're just being honest with it, you know, as core definition, you know, taking the profits of the new people coming in and paying that out to the people that got in on the ground floor of this thing, leaving the people who are the newer people coming in kind of holding the bag, be it a worthless NFT that they have to take a huge loss on, or, you know, just some junk that they really can't do anything with because the NFT itself really isn't worth shit, to be honest with you, at the end of the day. It's about the token. And it's about the value and the scarcity of the token itself, not the picture of the ape or not, you know, whatever the physical representation of the token is. Fuck that. It's about the token itself. It's about that blockchain. That's the value, you know? So it's a wild world, man. It's a wild world. You got to be careful with your bread out here for real, Paxton.
Paxton, you in Canada?
100%.
You in Canada? What's the temperature where you at, man?
It's actually not bad. We had minus 40 for a couple of weeks Celsius. Fun fact, I think minus 40 is where Fahrenheit and Celsius meet on the lower scale. So yeah, it was cold. It was cold for a while, but it actually was nice today. I went to go test out the Gore-Tex Jordan 1s. I think it was like -2 today.
That ain't
like,
nice.
Why you live in some crazy ass shit like that, man?
Bro, it's
y'all need to move down south, man. It's crazy as hell.
The heat is for like, I don't know how to explain it, man. The cold and the snow is like the most manly weather you can be out in. Like, it's just like so intense and so tough. You have to be tough to live here. Like, you can't be, you know, some like
calling us all bitches right now, for real.
I said y'all some hoes. That's right.
I'll take the heat, man. Let me be a bitch. I'm gonna take the heat.
Hey, I'm gonna be a woman asshole, but I'll tell you right now, boy. Don't put me up there though.
You can't be doing any skiing. Like, you gotta ski, bro. You gotta be in the mountains. Like, I don't know, man. I love showing people how to ski and taking them out. Like, I took my buddy from Nigeria out skiing. Like, he loved it, man. It's fun.
I swear, JY's be lying, but I'm gonna take his word
J-Wise requested a mic because he's about to get on. I'm not giving him a mic quite yet because I want to get to the hands because I know we be running long time. But J-Wise requested a mic, and I think he's going to get somebody's ass, just so you know.
Whoa, pause.
Hey, yo.
Man, see, here y'all go.
Hey, yo.
That being said, we're going to go to G Lee. We're going to go to Freddie. G Lee, what's up?
Hey, Sample Size fam. How's everybody doing?
Good.
What's
How are you?
So I just kind of wanted to answer the question. I think it is definitely a Ponzi scheme. What really bothers me is that some people may believe that this is their key to wealth. And I just like somebody else said, I want to caution them because I think too it's going to be the people think it's the key to wealth, as well as a lot of people thinking that, oh, I'm going to miss out if I don't jump in now. And I want to encourage them that it's okay. Like, there will be other things for you to invest in. I feel like this is more of a liability than an asset. Initially, when we had the call with a gentleman from StockX, and he basically told me that, oh, it's an investment, but it's not an investment, it kind of made me a little leery about, basically investing in it, because my thing with that is it's going to make me money or losing money. It sounds like it's going to lose me money. So I have an issue with some people trying to prey on certain communities. Like, I feel like we, in a way, I can't say we, but I'm being educated on NFTs. So I don't want to jump into something I know nothing about. Like somebody else said, you have other people who have been doing their research and they understand the process and they know what they're doing. Then also, I feel like my stuff, I can't talk for anyone else, I feel like I don't have access to the intel in regards to, hey, when this is going to plummet, hey, pull out, or this you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't have that type of access. I don't have that type of relationship with anyone, so I know what's to now. I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of stock and I have some crypto. But one thing about crypto is I really feel like it's something that can be easily manipulated. Like, I know someone else mentioned the Reddit situation with AMC and GameStop. That concerns me with NFTs because let's just say we as sneakerheads go out and buy this. You got these little kids who want to sit up here and show out and brag like they got this, they have that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, they pull out and then we're lost with losing our money. So I just really feel like they are trying to target the wrong group in regards to sneakerheads. That's just my opinion about that. I also would hate to see someone think that they are going to create generational wealth with investing in an NFT. Please, please, please do not do that. Please do your research on how you can have passive income and how you can create generational wealth with investing in certain things that you are more comfortable with and you're more knowledgeable in. Please do your research, because I just really don't want to see anyone out here really struggling because they're trying to keep up with what's going on. So you guys, please, please, please do that. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that.
That's love, G. Appreciate you saying that. And you're right. Like, hopefully the crypto that you're holding wasn't too susceptible to the recent crash in the market. But it's a wild time. So definitely, this is one of those things where you should only put in the amount of money that you're really okay with losing. But unfortunately, as is the case with many, many things out here, especially with gold rush, people are going to put in more money than they can afford to lose. And that's going to make them go apeshit crazy when they lose money. But G, thank you. Thank you very, very much for that. Who do we have next, guys? I see a few hands up now.
It was Freddie. Then it was Freddie. Then it was the handshake.
It was
Proud Moody.
Handshake man.
Oh, Proud Moody. That's old boy's friend. So they said he has some good.
Y'all hear me? I got headphones in.
Yeah, Freddie. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. But it's always hard to follow GB.
Nope, spoke too soon. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you now. We're
going
to lose you now.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, bet. Yeah, I'm saying it's always hard to follow G Lee because she's always so articulate and well spoken. So it's just like it's hard to follow up after her. But my question is really to Kari, and really I'm kind of understanding the NFT thing is like this is like the preface to the metaverse. Where so like, and I write estimates on cars all day, so I can try to draw this analogy where like
automation in cars and self-driving cars are like the new next big thing, but it's going to be such a barrier to entry for low-income households to be able to afford a charging station or a Tesla, or to be able to drive a car that only goes 200 or 300 miles on a charge. You know what I mean? So you're a while away from having self-driving car automation be on like a cheaper scale so that everyone can afford it. Is that the same thing with this NFT? And I want to kind of bring it back to the pandemic, where like low-income kids could not really attend school the way that their richer counterparts could, because they did not have like the internet access and the computer access that their richer counterparts did. So to GB's point, I do feel like some of this is we're getting preyed on. To everyone's kind of point that's leery about crypto and NFTs, there isn't a lot of regulation or governmental regulation with this, so it is susceptible to a lot of manipulation. But is a lot of this just kind of like we're just setting ourselves up for something that like may happen in the next 10 or 20 years when it kind of gets like cheap to scale so everyone can afford it?
Yes. Yes. So when it comes to the metaverse, like here's the deal about the metaverse. The reason why there's 1,000 Twitter space about the metaverse every day is because nobody really knows what it is. Nobody really knows what the metaverse is yet. Like they know what the concept is, and they know like Oculus and like what that kind of looks like, but nobody really knows how like the metaverse is going to like look and function and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of caveats from that. There's people up here that be like, nah, you're right, I know exactly what it is. But yes, like we're years, I think, from really fully understanding what the metaverse is, right? The most people let me back up a little bit. Businesses make the most money to the middle, like with the middle to lower class, right? Like the reason why the Monarch and the Air Force One is such a popular seller and making Nike so much money is because it's a super, super, super affordable sneaker, right? So like, yeah, to your point, as things shift and they become more affordable, they become more watered down, yeah, I think that there will be, a lot more NFTs. There'll be a lot more, God damn it. The market, honestly, that might be part of the push to kind of drive up the price of the crypto market. Now, like, okay, here's another thing too. I'm gonna throw this at you too. There's a type of money that's called fiat currency. And fiat currency is basically currency that you can exchange at a one-to-one ratio. Basically what that means is it's not crypto, it's like the US dollar, right? So with this fiat money, you can't regulate it the same way. I mean, you can't decentralize it the same way that you can decentralize crypto. That's why it's not as popular right now. But with crypto, and the other thing about fiat money is that you can't divide it into shares. So here's my point. Cheaper stuff being more affordable will always drive stuff up further. There's a reason why you can buy a fraction of an Ethereum, but you can't buy a fraction of a fiat currency right now. You have to buy it as a whole, one for one. So that's a long-winded way of saying, yeah, number one, I do think that we're quite some time away from seeing a full integration of the metaverse via Web3, because people are still trying to figure out Web3, right? Like Square, I don't know if y'all knew this, but the company that owns Tidal and Cash App and like Square and all that kind of stuff, that there's a new parent company that just got created that's called Block. That's the name of the company. Like you can Google it. And so like, they're still trying to figure a lot of this shit out right now. So what you see companies like Nike and Adidas doing is they're trying to jump on it now. But yeah, I think we're a ways away from seeing, this thing really fully fleshed out. Hopefully that answered at least some of the question.
No, it did. I just, like, to Julie's point, I don't want anyone to think this is, like, going to set you up for life when no one who's actually investing real money into this absolutely knows what the fuck's going on yet. So, like, you can get lucky and strike gold,
or you can not. Like the guy said, 99.95 of the NFTs out here just aren't worth shit. And it's just like a digital picture with an IP address that you kind of own that's on a blockchain that you just kind of have something that says like you're a part of this community. But like, bro, this is all funny money, you know, at the end of the day. And by the time the metaverse does become like a real thing where everyone has access to it and is using it, the NFT really is just going to be a novelty kind of like, hey, I bought a hoodie so I can wear it into the digital playground where we're all chilling.
The gold rush, the gold rush will probably be over at that point. Once we settle into metaverse, the gold rush will probably be over. I think you're right. Good question, Freddie, man. Appreciate that. Proud Mooly, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Thanks for bringing me on. So I'm gonna be real. I have NFT'd for about 16 hours a day for about 6 months straight.
Sheesh.
So if you have questions, I can hopefully try and answer them as best as I can. Or I obviously have as best as I can, but hopefully I have a decent answer for you. However, I just want to bring together two things that were brought up earlier that I think are really important. I'm glad you mentioned the StockX possible IPO later this year, because I think it juxtaposes well with John earlier talking about the Rumble Kong shoes that he minted. So StockX or any other company kind of function the same way, right? In terms of raising capital. Someone has a great idea, they need money, they go to people who are already wildly wealthy and say, will you take a gamble on this idea I have? They give them some money that is kind of meaningless amount to them. They take that gamble and say it works out. Okay, they're now called angel investors in a big company, a medium-sized company, whatever the size is. Now, say StockX wants to IPO at this point, after all these people have already invested in the company and seen what they've invested multiply many times over in value. StockX, before they even put the shares on the stock exchange, they first take a bunch of shares and offer them at a private price to a bunch of other or the same already rich people. Do you want to buy more shares of our company before the general public has an opportunity? Okay, so then that process happens. And after all of these people have had an already chance at this discounted price, they're then made available to us, you know, regular everyday folks, to possibly invest in this great idea ourselves. Now, to compare that with the Rumble Kong shoes that guy minted. Yeah, the Rumble Kong shoes right now, I haven't kept up with those. They're probably worth a few $1,000s. He said he sold a pair for $6,000. But the important thing is to me, everyone who really important. I think that's the important thing with NFTs. Yes, some NFTs are worthless an hour after I buy them. Yes, some NFTs are worth a lot of money an hour after I buy them. But the important thing is that I can make this investment along with anybody else. We're all on a level playing field, and we're not getting front ran by people who are already wildly richer than we are. And that's the important thing to me in comparison to what's going on with NFTs and Web3 and StockX and Robinhood and Tesla, any company you can name. That's the important comparison, in my opinion. Thanks.
No, look, I appreciate that, man. I'd like you to stay up there as other people have questions. Legend, did you have something? I didn't know if you did or not. I saw you was off mute, so I didn't know if you had something or not. But no, I appreciate that for real, man. So you mentioned a lot of these NFTs. I won't step on anybody's toes that may have a question, but definitely, you know, you're about to stay on the stage as well, because that's some. I got a feeling you got some good knowledge. Who do we have next? Was it Brandon or was it Gustavo? I think it was Brandon. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so what it seems like to me, and my homeboy told me this earlier, a lot of the stuff seems like the susu. get in early, you get 6 people, you get your money back. But when everybody stopped getting their money, you left holding the bag. But like Homeboy was saying, similar to what I was saying earlier, if companies start doing what the other company did, you bought the NFT early and then you allowed to buy stock later before they become an IPO. To me, that is perfect. And I think a lot more people need to start thinking about that in a smaller scale. If you want to do a startup and you want to do an angel investor, you do an NFT, you sell an NFT. Hey, you got your picture, something, you're in a membership. I'm about to go public or I'm about to start selling something. I'm going to give you money in the back end. I think that is perfect. I think that's smart. StockX's point, the thing is, they're pushing it to us like we're in that game. We're not in that game to spend $10,000 on a picture. I'd rather you just tell me, hey, you know, this is for my basic angel investors or whatever, or you can buy one for $200. And when I'm about to go onto the stock market in real life, you can buy a smaller share. I'd rather do that because I'm not spending $10,000 for a shoe. I want the shoe as well, and then maybe later on say, hey, we about to go public. You bought $200 too, and you can buy this amount of months, 0.002%. It's gonna be worth maybe $200-300 when I first start, but StockX price go up, your $200 investment might go up to $1,000. So that's something to look at.
No, today, I think that's a good point that you made, right? So, like, if that's the long play, great. You know, because if StockX does IPO, hey, listen, a lot of people are cashing out. So, you know, and we don't know, like, there's a lot of things we talk about with StockX, like market manipulation and, you know, all this stuff. Like, you don't know what's going on with these prices on these NFTs out here. You know what I mean? So, like, you never know. But so I guess, is it a smart long-term play? Maybe, right? Like, we don't know. But are you willing to put up 10,000? 7,000 and let it sit until December or however long to see if it was a worthwhile investment? Because what happens if StockX does an IPO?
Yeah.
What happens if that NFT crashes?
That's what I feel like. It's not for our money, you know, where our pocket's at. It's not for us, but I think they just kind of got in a game to where NFTs is hot right now and it's the best basically grab money for their IPO. But you got a better chance of buying a car and selling them for Toro and getting money for people who wants to talk about getting money than just jumping into an NFT.
Bully, what's going on? I saw you got your hand up. You got a response to that?
Yeah, man. So when NFTs come up a lot, people want to like talk about these big numbers, and because that's the sexy thing in the news, like this Bored Ape sold for this much millions of dollars. But one thing to think about really is when Bored Apes were first released by the creators, they were 0.08 Ethereum, which at the time was about $80. So it's not so much that a Bored Ape was released. It's like if the original person who had the idea for the company StockX came to you and said, hey, I have this idea, but I really don't have anything built for it. NFTs aren't for us. It's just that, you know, I and many other people and, you know, most people in the world miss that boat. But there are new projects every day. And some stink, you know, some are dumb, some are worthless immediately. But some ideas, like any other group of ideas, some ideas are going to be good. Some projects are going to be well liked by people and they're going to be cool. And, you know, maybe they'll be worth more money later. So you ever get scared off by the prices of something, I would, first off, I would tell anybody, don't ever put more money in than you can afford or feel happy or comfortable with losing. And don't ever buy any sort of NFT that you don't personally enjoy. If you think it's dumb and you're just buying in because you think, you know, you can sell to some dumber person, I wouldn't do that. I would just buy something that you think is cool and like, And if there's nothing out there that you think is cool and nothing out there you like, then there's no problem with ignoring them. I don't.
Sure.
Yeah. So but I think there's probably something out there for a lot of people, and even something out there for a lot of people at a very affordable price. There are NFTs I've bought for $15. So not they don't all get super crazy expensive.
Yeah, no, and so that's a good segue for the next speaker that I want to go ahead, because I see in your bio it says that you have the world's first sneaker NFT marketplace built on the Flow blockchain. So Mustafa, what's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
And thank you for actually realizing that. I've been enjoying these conversations you guys are having. You guys seem like really intelligent people. I actually had a conversation with the sneaker community yesterday and spoke about the future of sneakers and just learning more about how other sneakerheads think. And I myself is a sneakerhead. I have a couple of questions. My first question is, I'm really curious, what makes you buy a sneaker and what makes a sneaker valuable in your eyes?
Anybody want to field that question?
I'm sorry, ask that again, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm curious, what makes you buy a sneaker and what makes you think that it's valuable? Like, what influences you to buy a sneaker? Is what I'm trying to learn.
I mean, there's multiple ways of going about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but to be honest, I guess for me, I don't really look at the value of it, and it's interesting you asked that because Kari asked that recently on Twitter. Like, people actually look at sneakers and not think of like the value of them anymore. But for me, it's just kind of like nostalgia and the look of it, of course. But it doesn't. I don't really think about the money that goes behind it. But I've also been doing this for a longer time before, it actually became mainstream. And so I guess for me, it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, the story, depending on the story behind the shoe.
Yeah, that's it.
But the person behind the shoe, I'll put it this way, not many people look at it that love sneakers, look at it as a dollar point or a dollar value. It comes into play, but I'm not sitting there in a store or on the website like, yo, those are going to sell for a shitload of money. It's what I want, and then if it comes to it, I'll sell it, if that makes any sense.
Okay, interesting. Thank you for that. And I'm going to play off of, I think it was John. He mentioned that there will be a marketplace for 3D sneaker NFTs to trade, buy, and sell. I actually have a startup. It's less than a month old. We got a group chat that's continually growing on the platform Telegram. It's quite ambitious, but we want to focus on the utility that comes with these 3D sneakers. We're not trying to compete with StockX. We are more focused on sneakerhead flippers or sneaker entrepreneurs to trade digital sneaker assets as another income stream when this becomes hopefully mainstream. I believe it's a new era of sneaker culture. So Hedera is a marketplace for the next generation of sneaker culture in the Web3 era. We empower emerging and established sneaker designers, sneaker brands, creators, and NFT artists to create and list their sneaker NFT collections for sneaker heads to collect, buy, sell, or hold for real-world utility on the Hedera marketplace, inspiring you to become a part of or to create the new era of sneaker culture and self-expression of Web 3.0. Sneaker designers can now create 3D sneaker NFTs and store it on the Flow blockchain as a transferable digital asset for sneaker collectors and NFT collectors to buy, trade, sell, and hold. So,
thank you for that, Mustafa. Look, appreciate that. And yeah, go ahead. Who's saying that, Brandon?
To me, yeah, what I'm seeing is the outside world are getting sneakerheads confused with sneaker collectors. Like, I collected comic books that I didn't read, so I thought it would be valuable, but my friends collected comic books to read. Most of our sneakerheads in this community will buy shoes to wear. The new sneakerheads are looking at shoes as a money value to flip. So that's where I'm seeing it's a thin line between, hey, I'm buying those Jordan 11s because they're going to be worth $300-$400. I'm buying the Jordan 11s to put on my foot. But the newer sneakerheads, which I don't think they call sneakerheads, they're collectibles. They're buying them just for money value. I think that's why he asked us, what makes us buy a shoe for the money value? We don't buy shoes for the money value. We buy shoes because we either the styles out in high school, middle school when the shoe came out. I saw Jordan play in that shoe, and I think it's straight up fly. The new generation here, they're buying sneakers to sell to me. So this new, I don't see me buying an NFT of a sneaker because I'm a sneakerhead. I'm buying the sneaker. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a thin line there. If you know what I'm saying. Like the people you looking at, they're the resellers that say, okay, I just bought 200 pair of 11s. NFT is a new hot thing. I'm going to join this space and I'm going to make me some NFTs and flip them. But I'm not buying an NFT of a sneaker and flip. I'm actually going to buy the shoe because I like the fit. I got some clothes to match with it. So I'm just getting confused here. The people that's in the real sneaker world are looking at, we're buying as collectibles to flip, but we're not. We're buying them to wear, and not as really as a collectible. That's all I got to say.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to ask. Like, what's like? How do we come together as a community? What can we do right now, crypto or NFT wise, to come together and get behind something and invest in it and make money in it?
All right, so it's the Kari, but I don't even know if he seen it already. And I'm gonna be real rap with you right now, bro. If you want to answer that question, because Brandon had a real point. Like, none of us are into this because we're trying to make money. We just generally love sneakers. Right. So you're going to have to define to all of us, all 80, whatever us are in this room, what is the utility of a virtual sneaker to people that actually like wearing real sneakers? And I'm asking that with the knowledge that the metaverse is like you're a while away from that.
It's a good question.
Well, so what if, it's not just digital sneakers, it's 3D sneakers. We're exploring this. 3D sneakers tied to real world utility. Let's say, for example, if Nike launched their own NFT sneaker collection and they list it on the Hedera marketplace, it's tied with utility. So whoever buys that sneaker NFT will get, let's say, a free Nike shoe every single month for the next 12 months. You can choose to hold that NFT or you can trade it or sell it later on for a profit.
Bro, see, this is how I know you're kind of new to this. We've been spending money Nike our entire lives, and we had to literally beg Nike to take our money. So NFT or not NFT, Nike's not going to give us anything for free. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to really define to everyone in this room what a real world economic or basic economic definition of utility of what we can get from a virtual item that we're spending real world money on.
It's like Nathan said. There's nothing we can do because when we stop, let's say patronizing if we stop patronizing their company, there's 20 other people that will patronize their company. So you have to literally get a worldwide movement, which is it's never going to happen for something like that to actually happen. It'll never happen, unfortunately.
Also, I'm not gonna pay you $10,000 for no motherfucking NFT just to have an opportunity to see more money in your fucking company when you go public.
That's right. Like at the end of the day, it's about pooling your money, right? Money's power, right? Like, and that's what this whole conversation is about tonight, right? Capitalism. Money is power, right? And at certain levels of that, black and white doesn't matter anymore. The color that matters is what, y'all?
Green.
You know what I'm saying? So
and beyond green dollar really don't mean shit to them more than
So how do we bring that together though and make a difference, Corey? That's what I'm trying to get.
Hey, I think we need to talk to Proud Moolah. I think he does a lot of research, and the problem is we don't know what a research is. It seems like the Proud Moolah basically researches on it's a small business and it might blow up. Let me invest in it in an NFT, but we don't know where. I want to talk to Proud Moolah personally to see where are you looking at to find this information on these NFTs that's on a startup. And why don't you talk to Mustafa, and then maybe you can give it back to us in layman's terms. Because I think you can speak to us on both sides. You know NFTs, and you know how to speak in layman's terms. So I'm definitely following Proud Moolah and Mustafa. Because if you just want to start up, Mustafa, and you're trying to find some sneakerheads to get in at a low rate, and then you're going to offer us the same thing when you about to IPO, we can talk about it. Because I want to learn that part of the game. Because I'm 40. We all do.
I know what we need to do. And I'm gonna be real with you.
We're not robbing anyone, Nate.
We don't need to rob them. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what we need to do.
This is real rap. Like, he's asking us what we need to do. And I feel like the sneaker community didn't go to NFTs. The NFTs came to the sneaker community. So, bro, you have to have this answer already kind of figured out. Like, what can you offer everyone in this room outside of the possibility of a 0.05 chance of us making money without investing some real ass money on the front end?
True. We need to release a record. That's what we gotta do.
There's a way for us to.
That's the only way for all of us to come together.
There's a way for us to. We are the
That's just there's a way for us to community.
There's a way for us to come together and make money off this stuff. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm with you too, bro. But like, before you walk into this room, like I said, the sneaker community didn't go to NFTs. We've been cool with actual sneakers on our feet our whole life. NFTs came to the sneaker community. So you need to have an answer.
What you're saying is right, Chris. What you're saying, everybody's agreeing to, but if we actually break it down, that's just not as easy as everybody says, because everybody has to be on one accord, and everybody's not going to get on one accord.
Believe me, I understand, but I mean that's the key point I'm trying to get tonight for all of us.
Yeah, Mustafa seems like he does a lot of time researching this. I'm trying to get to where you are, Mustafa, because I'm trying to learn too. I have stock. I understand that game. Crypto, I bought some. It go up and down. It's like stock. But if we can get in, Chris, I think you're around my age. We're a little older in this game, and we're looking at investments. If I can get in the front end, I'm 40. I got kids. If I get in the front end of a business, I got like Mustafa's. Oh, well, yeah, I got a 16-year-old. So what we're saying to you, Mustafa, is you came into this sample size to find some sneakerheads, but we're trying to figure out how can we benefit from your company as well. You came and gave us a pitch. You read off a piece of paper and kind of pitched us. And we're trying to figure out, okay, you pitching us, but how are we going to benefit? You need to sit back and tell us, hey, no BS. We're learning the sneaker game, and if you can get in at this X amount of point, if this goes up, I got y'all. But if it goes away, just like any other gamble, it's okay. But you came with a pitch, and we're trying to figure out the pitch because this room is where we put shoes on feet. You probably need to find a reseller, like a reseller space, and they're gonna be all in because they're gonna see Ark and Flip money and just go into it. But we love this game right here, but yet we're a little older in the game. If you came to us with a pitch on how we can benefit from this instead of selling us and explain a little bit more about NFTs like Pramula did, we'll be on it. I saved you, so I'm definitely going to hit you up to see what's good. But just trying to sell us something and we have no idea how we're going to look like, we're just going to lose money.
I do think that a lot of people can't explain it just because it's bullshit. And that's just me being completely honest. They can't explain it because it's bullshit. Period.
I'm bringing Mustafa back up. I know we're going to ramp down, but, I'm going to say this while we bring Mustafa back up. Number one, y'all proceed with caution, right? With everything that you do, and make sure that you're speaking to this, right? Like this feels like Forex 2.0. I just want y'all to be careful.
Literally.
Hold on. Stop. You got to leave the room and then come back.
It's
acting up, bro. It just gave me error every time I try to add you.
Oh, it wasn't working for him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kari. I'm sorry.
Picture there. Like, we all, I'm not 40, right? But there's a lot of 30 pluses in our mid 30s in here with kids. Like, we all are watching our money, watching our portfolios, watching our investments. Peace on that. But I just want to make sure that, that everybody's being careful and going into this with eyes wide open. But by all means, have the conversations. That's what we're here for. Have the DMs and the conversations. We'll see if we can get Mustafa back up here if he wants to respond. And then,
Tip Nate $1 so he can shut the hell up about that fucking tip driver. Come tip.
Nobody
ever tip me.
Babe, I tip me too. Fuck.
No, hold on. We need to start this GoFundMe account for G because she needs a fucking iPhone. Surprisingly.
Hey.
Yes, because that Android be kicking her ass every week, boy.
Hello, but I've been good this week, though. Yes or no?
Jinx yourself, because I'm going to kick you on purpose just to act like your phone did it.
We still need to Brandon talk about how they're going to get money.
Sorry.
We need to create a community NFT around Juan, though. Juan was going to create an NFT, and we're going to get behind it. I just want to make sure we don't lose sight of that.
Nah, that's never lost.
100%.
Everything but one, we're all on board with.
Yeah.
No,
Wine pieces are crazy. So we know that. Wine pieces are crazy.
It's not even one piece. It's one as a person, what one stands for, one's journey. We're all
absolutely.
If there's one thing for us to all invest on and go in on all together with somebody, is them as a creator, for them to make money and us is Juan. So let's focus on how we get Juan's NFT created, and we can all go in on this and do what we got to do. What's the next step?
I think that's a good idea because Juan would be able to give us like a hybrid to be able to, when he creates his own NFT as a sneaker, as a guy that's into sneakers, that should give us some type of leeway to be able to get an NFT from him and be able to go on from there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a good idea still.
He's already got the NFT created.
He can mint anything he wants, so yeah. He's definitely got NFTs that he can do. He can put a photo up and NFT that.
My bad, Kari. I'm trying to how can we in this space create something for us right now that we can actually see and invest on and actually see grow and see the rewards of for the creator and for the investor. Mm-hmm. We have a big opportunity right now with this audience to do something.
I agree.
That's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to capitalize on that. So
yeah, I totally agree.
Step on toes, bro.
No, you're good. No, I totally agree. I think this is a productive conversation, right? And I think that there's a tangible solution, right? Like if we can get an artist that has a lot of following behind him, somebody like a Juan Wilson,
to mint, a certain amount of NFTs out here, and everybody buys in on that and sells them out, right? Then, everybody wins at that point, So now Juan is making royalties off of every one of those NFTs, right? But again, here's the deal about the NFT, right, that I'm thinking about from the artist's perspective. Juan mints an NFT. Say he mints 150 NFTs, different pictures of sneakers or whatever. And we buy them all. 150 of us buy all the NFTs. Great. Juan made his money. He made one royalty. The thing about NFTs, especially when it comes to the artist's perspective, is that you got to keep some to keep the money going into the artist's pocket. So we have to keep those NFTs in circulation. Now, not to say that Juan can't do it because Juan is growing. I think it's crazy that Juan still hasn't gotten a brand deal yet with Angelus or some of these bigger brands. I think that's insane. But as that grows and as his name grows, right? Maybe this is a good hold because maybe we bought them for $100, in NFT, and then as Juan grows, we sell those NFTs to other people, right? And then Juan makes more royalties and more royalties and more royalties, and then we all cash out on our NFT sales, and that's how we do it. So that's a tangible answer right there.
I just think there's a big opportunity for this community right here, it's on this call right now, it's in this chat right now, to come together and actually do something with this and actually promote someone within this. And I think Juan, my apologies, bro, if you're on here. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I think you're a perfect opportunity to take advantage of that from a creator perspective and see how that goes. And let us all get behind you, invest in it, and we can come back here in 3-4 weeks and talk about what that investment looks like and what it means to all of us. We can actually it's tangible, right? We can actually tag it on to somebody in the community and actually talk about what that means to them, what that means to us, how that went down. We actually have real world experience, and we're not just talking these hypotheticals.
I just want to say one quick thing. Although we're talking about Juan, and I know we all love Juan, we have to let Juan decide for himself. If this is something that
absolutely.
He wants
and my
to
bad,
do.
and my bad. I'm not trying to put. And my bad. Let me clarify. Juan, if you're on, bro, I'm not trying to put no pressure on. This goes for anybody. Any creator in this community. And I was just calling out Juan because, in my mind, he's the top creator in the community. But if he doesn't feel like doing it or can't do it, I understand that.
Yo, you alright? You okay?
We got people coming in out here. It's all good.
It's you got Cujo over there, man.
We got three dogs. If anyone else is interested in doing something like that, I'm not trying to call Juan on the carpet. Juan, I apologize, bro. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. This goes for anybody. But let's do it for let's do it for who's in the community right now. Let's let someone actually try it. I
don't think we have that problem or anything. But I just think right now
we're not doing it. Let's do it.
Well, it's not the fact that we're not doing it. You seem to just want to keep pumping out all these, not really ideas, but just pumping out these things. And it's well, let's get someone to do this. Let's go behind this one and go behind that one. These things take time. It definitely, you can't make an NFT overnight. So I think we just need to have, put a pin in it and just have some.
But it's not.
Patience.
So one thing that I love about this thing that Kari has created is that we meet every Tuesday and Saturday night. So we can put a pin in it, and then we can
make a challenge.
Maybe we can make however you want to do it, my man. But somebody has to get on board and do it. But right now, we've been talking about the same thing for 15, 20 minutes.
Make a challenge, though. Make a challenge for someone to create an NFT, and we all
okay.
I got it.
I'm gonna do it.
NFT.
I got it. I got the NFT. We
donate.
Nate, I
appreciate you.
NFT. No. Get the fuck up. All right, we good.
I'm trying to make this real, y'all.
We know that.
We understand that.
As you're making it seem. That's all.
Things take time. Right? What's it gonna take?
Let's go.
Okay.
And I think
Chris, make money.
I think the other thing, Chris, that you got to understand is we're all strangers on the internet. Like, I don't know not one person on this stage I've met Kari in person, and that was only for a couple hours. We don't know each other like that. Like, there's so many factors to this. I personally, and this is not a dig to anybody, I'm not making money with nobody on this stage. I don't know y'all. Like, I'm not going into business with y'all tomorrow. I'm not.
If you look at the people in the audience, though. Like, you
no, but that's fine. But that's you gotta hear what we're saying. You're talking to a room full of.
Hey guys, it seems at this point that nobody seems to understand that we're going to go in circles with this. So I'd like to get to an ending on that, if possible.
Yeah. Yes, I was literally about to hit that button. Like, listen, guys, look, here's the deal. Let's bring this back. Let's shut this down because we have 3 hours. I appreciate the excitement. I appreciate the sentiment. I think that we need to close it down for the night. Rome was not built in a day, right? So
not if Chris was involved. That shit would have been built in 12 hours. God damn. I'm kidding.
My bad.
Chris, listen, I get it. I know you're a super passionate guy, and I know you like, yo, let's do this shit. Let's do it now. And we appreciate that energy, my G. So we're going, like, I think all of us are walking away from this like, okay, we got our wheels turning. We can revisit. There's a lot more to discuss here, and I definitely think that there's going to be opportunity in the future, be it with a wand or be it in some other way that we can flesh this thing out, right? So on that note, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna close down. We appreciate everybody coming through tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming through Sample Size. It's always love in here. 3-hour-long conversation. Thank you all for hanging in there with us. Any last thoughts on the stage?
I just want to say, Go ahead, Keith. No, I just want to say, Kari, no, like, for real, thank you for this space. I think that for the most part, the way you explained it, you made it more understanding for everyone else. And, you know, like I wrote in my side, it's like, this is big. Like, you didn't have to do all the research that you did. But if you got, you know, niggas coming in here saying like, yo, Kari know his shit, you're doing something right, for real.
Appreciate that. That's love. It was a lot of research, but you know, y'all got it. So, who else? Legend or Jordan? Anybody else? Y'all got
anything? Man, I love community. That's all I would say. Like, I love every single person in here. Y'all are awesome. Y'all make my night every time we talk.
Same.
And all I want to say is,
I do also want to say, Keith, that Dalmatian been whooping your ass all night. I've been watching.
That Dalmatian been going crazy.
Yo, straight up. That's all I have to say.
So of course.
This is totally random, and I meant to say this last week, but if y'all didn't know, Jordan actually has hair. Like, he has a fade. This situation going on. That's not what I wanted to say, but him talking first reminded me that Jordan is not bald. So if anyone else was bamboozled, my man's got hair, lady. Anyway,
I have to cut my hair in 2 weeks. I will be bald. Nah, I'm gonna do a Chico bean. I'm gonna get some braids and I'm gonna let that shit go for life at this point. But leave me alone, Julissa.
Look, it is thick, dark hair. I was like, holy shit, Jordan is not bald. It was wild. Anyway, on Tuesday on Sneaker Hunting on the Caffeine app at 3 p.m. on the Soul Collector channel, I will be giving away to couples, and I'm expanding the couples to like couples of friends too. So, you know, you and your Valentine. That's big.
Hold on, real quick. Anybody want to date me for 24 hours so we can get some sneak peek at Lisa?
No. Jordan, you don't count.
Shut your ass up, get the coffee.
That's trusting. What my love life is, I've been in the coffee for years, nigga. This shit is trash, bro. I just want to stay your ass there.
First of all,
I was finishing saying it doesn't just have to be you and your girlfriend or boyfriend. It could be you and your bestie. So Jordan, find you a friend, my nigga, or something. I don't know.
It's too late for that. Ain't got nothing.
I was trying to open it up. So you and one other person give me a good reason why I should give you guys shoes for Valentine's Day. It does need to be red or pink or something like that. And we're going to go from there. We're going to do a giveaway not tomorrow, what the hell? On Tuesday at 3 p.m. I'll drop the doc tomorrow so you guys can do your entries.
Y'all tap in. Tap in with
again, anybody, I don't care, niggas. I don't care.
Whoa.
Let's do it.
Whoa, did you? Whoa. Did you just say you don't care? Niggas can be your couple? Wait a minute. You can't mute me though. You cannot mute me. That's the problem. As always. We're here for you. Fellas, Jordan got hair. Yo, what is it? Close. Hey, as always, just wear your mask, please. No, where's? I can't even hear him. As always, we appreciate that. It's been 3 whole hours. Jesus, I done ate 2 meals, had a couple of drinks, had a couple of shots. Kari's still eating that same salad. But as always, we appreciate y'all coming through. Anyway, you won't believe it, Kari. Those look like tree limbs or something, because they're vegan. So there's sticks. But
don't eat that bullshit that y'all eat over there. Let me eat what I eat.
Wow.
Guess what? All y'all just come down to Huntsville because we're all y'all eating that the veggies.
You right? We definitely are. As seen on TV. You're not threatening us with a bad time. Anyway, wear your mask, protect your brother, protect your sister. We will see you on Tuesday, same time, same place. Next month, or by the time we talk again, it'll be February. So don't forget, February we have Ladies' Night in Sample Size. Date TBD. Don't forget. Tell a friend, bring her in. And also, I want to just quick shout out to the ladies only group that's popping up on Twitter. Guys, leave it alone. It's for them.
Don't say we can't promote that. We're not supposed to promote that.
No, I can promote it. I'm just not in it. Okay, I'll take the heat for that. We appreciate it. Oh, she did say that.
She said you can't promote it. She said nothing about me and Legend talking about it.
But I think we're done.
I'll let her work that out with y'all.
We're done, guys. Have a good night. We love you. We'll see y'all Tuesday.
Good night, y'all.
Crypto conference coming soon.
How do I end this?